NRG can take this game. The reverse sweep looks incredibly on, but Team Vitality know that one goal for them will break NRG's resilience. So they keep on going. Exotic sends it high. Beast mode is there. Monkey Moon backwards. More awkward defending there from Team Vitality. Monkey Moon's trying to angle his way towards the ball. It's not quite happening. And NRG can come again.
They do look awkward. I feel like the goal's coming for NRG if we do just continue playing the way we are. Every now and then, Vitality just look a bit lost in defense, and NRG are going to get a clear-cut chance. But can they score that opportunity before Vitality get a moment of brilliance from one of their star-studded roster?
There's a nice try from Exotic to slow the ball down there with 25 seconds left, but it was read by NRG well. Monkey Moon tees up Exotic. The double could be on. Exotic! Maybe wins it for Vitality with a touch of class.
Perfect pass. And how about that for a first touch? Exotic drills the backboard. Last game separated by Atomic getting it over Exotic set. Now the roles are reversed. Vitality with a late lead.
What do they have from the kickoff? Not very much. Zen is able to get this one into the opposition half and get a decent shot on goal. Daniel gets the catch, goes to the ceiling. Exotic, gonna get it past him, he does. Atomic's trying to take out Monkey Moon. Monkey Moon's touch is somewhat central, so Atomic might be able to give this one more go. Daniel's already up. NRG trying every trick in the book. Monkey Moon gets it as high as he can. Is this gonna land? Not quite yet. Zen tries to track the ball. Instead, in comes his teammate, spikes it home. Team Vitality take the dub.
They've advanced with an extremely impressive run. Twisted Minds, Furia, NRG. I would not be surprised if all of those teams Vitality have beaten throughout the Swiss stage make playoffs. And it's not often you see that. There's usually one or two teams you beat in your run through here, especially as one of the top teams that doesn't make playoffs, don't make playoffs. But I think NRG, Furia, and Twisted are all making it. So what a run by Vitality. Super impressive stuff. And NRG signs that they're going to be able to produce the level we're used to seeing from them, but still something missing. They still look a little bit flat offensively. The defense looks great. You know, the offense just doesn't do enough. And then eventually a mistake happens or a moment of brilliance for Vitality happens. They just need more in offense, I think, from NRG. You're not going to beat Vitality scoring, what did they score, 1 goal per game or similar? So it's just not enough.
You're praying for somebody from NRG to really take the mantle, demand that ball, score a couple of, you know, I say wonder goals. What I mean is high-quality goals that all these players are capable of doing. They're just not quite doing it yet. But as for Team Vitality, I think a really good sign for them as well was the winner of that final game, Exotic.
And Monkey Moon with the pass as well.
And Monkey Moon with the pass. Nothing to do with Zen.
Yeah.
I would say Exotic's the player that's had the most question marks put over him so far this season. The confidence and power which he slammed that ball home will do the world of good for his mentality.
I'm super impressed. I didn't expect to see this Vitality at this tournament. Didn't expect to see them this early for sure. So this is exactly what they need. They need the whole team to be performing. The whole team is performing brilliantly. Vitality advance to the playoffs. NRG will play later on. Let's head over to Veracity for the post-match interview.
GG's
that was disgusting,
the
though.
overtimes in that series said it all. Talk to me about why you think they went on so long.
Alors déjà GG, félicitations. C'est vrai qu'on a vu beaucoup d'overtime pendant cette série. Pourquoi est-ce que finalement il y en a eu autant?
Je pense que toutes les deux équipes étaient stressées. Je pense qu'on se jauge, ça fait longtemps qu'on ne s'est pas joué aussi. Et vu qu'on fait partie des meilleures équipes du monde, forcément le match est très serré, donc je pense que c'est pour ça.
So I think, you know, both teams had quite a lot of pressure on their shoulders, and you know, we had to get used to play against them because we didn't play them for a while, and also we are just, you know, two really good teams, so it was just making sure, you know, to judge the level.
Well, it was a slower paced series to kick things off as well. Was this eventually the pressure and the pacing your coach and yourselves decided to ramp up as the series went on?
C'est vrai qu'on a peut-être commencé une série avec un rythme plutôt assez lent et ça,
Dude,
ça build up.
That shot was disgusting.
Aussi un
I
choix
swear.
du coach, peut-être un peu de pression qui a fait qu'au début c'était un peu plus lent.
Non, je pense que c'est toujours la pression. Je pense que surtout les deux équipes ne voulaient pas faire trop d'erreurs. Donc on était beaucoup plus lent, on essayait moins de choses. Donc c'est pour ça, je pense qu'on avait du mal à commencer.
So yeah, once again, I think it's all about pressure. Both team really had a lot of pressures, and no teams wanted to make any mistakes, you know. So it was really just mainly about that and just making sure that we didn't do any mistakes or
I want to see
anything.
some
Well, I want
gameplay.
you to take
Let's
a look at
stop
that
talking.
game 3. You boys ended up taking it into overtime. You were the one that managed to score that goal to make that happen, to tie you boys up. So I want you to kind of break your kit down for me a little bit and talk to me what was the comms like amongst the team.
Alors par rapport, si on revient juste peut-être rapidement sur la Game 3 où tu as été celui qui a marqué le but, qui a permis d'aller jusqu'en overtime, est-ce que tu pourrais juste nous dire un peu comment ça s'est passé, qu'est-ce qui s'est passé dans cette game et comment vous avez réussi à revenir en fin de game même si vous avez fini par la perdre?
Ouais, parce que je m'en rappelle plus, mais ah, c'est le but ça. Ouais. Non, je sais pas, je m'en souviens pas trop de ce qu'on a dit, mais on était pareil, c'est toujours une game très stressante.
I hate that I don't know what
Les
he's
deux équipes,
saying yet.
en fait, chaque erreur est punie. Donc,
And how did they?
Et bon, finalement, on perd la game parce que sur des petites erreurs, mais contre eux, bah, forcément, c'est.
I almost said how did they communicate like as a team, but I bet they all, whatever this language is, I bet they all speak it. So kind of stupid, but
yeah, once again,
whatever.
really about not making any mistakes. It was a close one, and you know they ended up losing the game at the end of overtime, and mainly because it was just all about really small details. So.
Is there, my final question for you, is there any key takeaways you're walking away with this series? Any key thoughts and feelings for your future games?
Et peut-être, comme la dernière question, est-ce que vous retenez peut-être des choses en particulier de ce match-là pour la suite du tournoi, peut-être quelques enseignements de votre côté?
Forcément, on retire toujours des choses d'après un BO comme ça, mais maintenant, je pense qu'on sait ce qu'on doit faire contre les meilleures équipes, comment gérer la pression, la communication, aussi comment on doit jouer individuellement ou collectivement. Donc on retire beaucoup de choses positives, et puis maintenant, il va falloir travailler sur les choses négatives aussi.
Don't worry, bro.
So, you
Next
know, we
season?
have, like,
Ooh.
key takeaways to get from
Next
these
season's
games.
mine.
And you know, it was just to we know how to take the pressure, how to have good communication, also like a more personal way
Bro's just
of
biting
play
his
and everything.
nails
So we always,
mid-interview.
of course, keeps having some good and positive feedbacks from these
Mid-interview.
games and just making sure to work on
Nail
the things we
biter.
have to work on.
Well, congratulations again. Thank you so much for taking the time to
Thank
join me.
you.
Of course, the fun is not over yet. We're only just getting the show started. Still so many more games to come. Best of 5s all round. And next up, we have K-Corp versus Team Falcons.
Bruh. You know
There's a
what?
reason they don't call them clean bikes, am I right? Yeah. Because it's dirt bike
Gas stations.
You gotta start at the top and work your way down. Want me to do yours next? Oh, you're from Oklahoma.
They have to fill the silence.
The bathroom code's 9914.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Look at this hot rodder!
Yo, if I ever end up like that guy, shoot me. Ooh, that seems comfortable as hell. It's kind of crazy that that's where they hold RLCS, like LAN. Somewhere over there, bro. Like, oof. Man. Ah. Come on, bro. It's a big ass monitor, bro. Fuck. I cannot believe people pay for monitors like that, bro. Like, that thing was huge. Oh my god. Nah, I'd rather have, like, I don't even know, like, I mean, I would like to have a good size, you know what? 24 inches will be fine for me. Curve, no curve, I don't care. A 24-inch monitor is perfectly fine with me. I don't need that big ass thing. Hell no. You've got me so fucked up. Let's move my mic like right here maybe. So y'all can hear me better because my mic was like so far away. Cool. I don't have a child, so I don't need this shit. Get ahead of my face. What is this? Ugh. This is a pool state. Wow. Crazy. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, bro. This is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. I hope these songs aren't copyrighted. That would suck. Uh, 30 more seconds, bro. 30 more seconds. Oh, come on. I want to see this shit. I know one of them's Falcon, that blue one. I've seen the logo before, but I don't know the name. I don't remember the name. I know that green one is Falcon. I know they got a pretty good decal, not gonna lie.
Another defensive series here in Vitality, able to close it out in 4 to qualify for the playoff bracket. 3-0 there, the first team to punch their tickets to the playoffs. Here NRG will have to look to rounds 2 and 1, rounds 4 and 5, excuse me, the 2-1 round, and see if they can close it out there. But yes, a back and forth, very defensive series here. No more than 2 goals scored at any time, 2 overtimes there in this Vitality victory.
And that's every time Energy plays. It seems like every series is very slow, very defensive, 2-1 games most of the time. Right now, Energy's offense, though, is the main issue. They're in bottom 5 offense at this tournament so far. And yes, you can be a great defense. They are #1 in defense, but if you can't score goals, you're not going to win series. And right now, Energy just hasn't found that chemistry.
No, and it does seem to be the way that just this is how NRG tends to lose. Is it starts okay-ish, you're looking at like decent ideas that they have got, and then it just starts to disappear. We saw the exact same thing happening when they played against BDS over in the World Championship Finals. So yeah, I'm gonna see if they can figure that out over the next few rounds. If not, well, you get worried about them for the tournament.
I mean, you got to worry about them for the tournament. That much in D-Shogun, you're on the money. It's just uninspiring. That's the word. That's the word I'm looking for. NRG, I don't care what the defense looks like. That's not your game. That's not your style. That's not why you're taking over the...
I cannot believe NRG is losing when they have Beast Mode, Atomic, and Daniel. 3 insanely good players. They got Zen, Exotic, with Zen best 1v1 player in my opinion. And Monkey Moon, which obviously, like y'all saw, Exotic is crazy. Zen, best ones player, so he's crazy. Monkey Moon, I don't know who that is. I really don't know. I don't know who that is.
But you gotta credit Exotic as well. Like, I felt like his series wasn't that great. He was like uncomfortable at times on defense, but when it matters most, he finally gets open, hits a crucial double tap in that game 4.
That's what he does.
Secure the win, and that's how you win MVPs.
Absolutely. And Vitality here with a short day. I mean, hey, we highlighted Exotic in the pre-show as being one of the players of yesterday. He definitely, I mean, we did not see as much heroics here from Zen, and yet they still look just as strong.
I think he had 0 goals.
Zero goals, yeah, that's probably.
Oh, I feel great.
But his presence was there. His presence was there, though, because every single time he's on the ball, he's creating. I try to talk about the differences between Zen and like everybody else. You feel his impact. He's going to set his teammates up, and that's where it opens up Monkey Moon. That then opens up just the rotation such that, was it Monkey Moon? It was Monkey Moon to Exotic for the game winner, where Exotic in the space with speed and power, and then he comes in and it's a clinical finisher. That's what he does.
Vitality are the first team to qualify for the playoffs out of the Swiss. They'll fill in that first of the green boxes up there. We have another one to fill out here in just a moment, as we're going to play this 2-0 matches here right at the top of the day before we jump down to the 0 and 2s and send some teams home here. The road does end for half of our teams. The Birmingham Major
on day number 2. But we got 2 broadcasts happening at the same time here. These 1-on-1 matches in the middle still happening all across this alternative stream here, where the Ultimates were able to take down Gen G. They did have to go to game 5 there, but ultimately FK and the boys able to take that one down.
Yeah, FK and the boys did take down the Bear. For Gen G was looking great. Magic Bear had a couple crazy plays, a sidewall double.
Yo, the Ultimates are going crazy.
To win the game in game 2 or game 3, a couple great goals. LJ woke up in game 5, musty pass to set up FK. Ultimates, they move on, another NA versus NA matchup.
And it keeps happening. Twitch.tv/RLEsports to get to those matches. But if you want to see these matches, you're in the right spot here. This is the schedule of matches we will be covering, and we will have one extra one at the very end of the day as we get through round 4 and 5. But continuing through round 3 that we have in front of us right now, let's get into the other 2-0 round. This match with everything to win, nothing really to lose. You get to play the rest of the day if you lose in this one, but you still got 2 more lives behind you. Falcons versus Army Corps.
Falcons, we consider them probably the best offense in the world, but K-Corp definitely in that discussion as well. The best offense so far at this tournament. K-Corp, the #1 seed, and honestly the favorites to win it all before we began. Falcons, though, are right there with them as one of those top 3 favorites.
And Falcons always seem to thrive in the Swiss format. They just breeze their way through, and then this isn't where the questions get asked of this team. The questions get asked when we get in front of the crowd. They struggle an awful lot more. They were saying yesterday how they feel like they've got over that line now. They feel like because they've got that victory over the FIFA World Cup that they now feel a lot more comfortable with it. We're still going to see it. We're still going to prove that.
But K-Corp obviously making that big roster move, picking up Drawley, a world champion as well, and they have looked fantastic the entire online split. We even saw them last World Championship. They didn't even make Major 2. They show up at the World Championship, they still get top 4. Because that's what we expect out of players like the tier and, of course, Atom.
Yeah, they're looking very, very strong across the season, across the tournament right now. Maybe still getting warmed up. This is their first opportunity to really show that they are in form here in Birmingham.
Yeah, it's something that they just want to continue onwards, because this is the first time that they've really stuttered was on the way into this event when GK went on and won the entire regional. And last time that happened to them, the entire season fell apart. One thing went wrong, everything fell apart. They can't afford to do that this time. They've already now seen Vitality
these cats are young.
That is the threat to their season. Vatira does not want another season where someone else gets it right at the right time when he was the better plan for the whole season.
That's right. And then speaking of, just one more thing about this Army Corps team. Shogun, you talked about they lost to GK. They ended up 3 on them yesterday, so already they bounced back strong.
They were able to get there on the other side, though. Falcons, the #1 offense in the world right now, ran into some strong defense yesterday, didn't matter, still managed to get the win. Now they're having to go up against an even more well-rounded team.
Yeah, when we were making our fantasy teams, we put them in tiers, tier 1, 2, and 3. All 3 Falcons players are in tier 1 just because of that offense and the 3-headed monster that they have, that any of them can do the job when they are called upon. We've seen it before. They've come so close before. They're always like in the running for top 4 or possibly grand finals. They could never win it until that FIFA E World Cup. Again, not the same exact teams, but they get that monkey off their back, so now they're playing incredibly confident.
And for them, it's all about just maintaining that pace. It's a different mentality that they have to playing a game of Rocket League, where maybe for the NRG, it's get a goal, we're going to try and hold on to this lead. They believe they can outscore you. Exactly. They don't care if you score 2 on them. They're scoring 5.
Exactly. It's the mentality that they bring into every single series, Shogun. You hit the nail right on the head, because every single time, no matter who they're playing against, they don't want to win 1-0. They don't want to win 2-0. They want to run the score upon you. They don't care. They have Tingle. That pressure will continue, and that's why you had them on tier #1.
Damn.
They all jump the numbers, and that's what makes this team so special. The FIFA EW.
Yo, he's in that screen.
Matters now, because going up against the Army Corps squad, the team.
Yo, nah. Bro is locked in.
Are the Falcons right now? How much have they improved? And where's KC stand at the moment?
It's really going to come down to
Bro is locked in.
Right? Because they're going to play great
Holy
defense.
shit.
The Falcons just can't overreach. They can send 2 as long as it's a quality chance that doesn't result in a counterattack. Because if there's a lot of counterattacks,
Dude is locked in.
With the win here.
Tell us who you think is going to win, chat. Let us know in the Progressive Fan Vote. #KC for Army Corps. #FLCN for the Falcons. How are you going to feel about TRK so far?
The same as I feel about them every single time we get them in the Swiss, which is, yeah, you're doing fine at the moment. Right now, I just don't have any questions for them. You know, this is not where I'm worried about this team. Even if they don't get through here, we're
pretty sure that was PS4.
over the next round, but I just want to see it. I just want to see it on the land.
Yeah, like both of these teams, I would say right now are the two favorites outside of maybe Vitality, because
Vitality looks really strong at the moment. Energy's looking a little.
Yeah, a little quiet, but those three favorites, like KC and Falcons, they look great. Falcons, obviously, they played a tough Dignitas, where Dignitas played great defense the entire time, but Falcons find a way to win. So comes down to another European.
So this
team.
is RW9.
K-Corp is going to be even better at defense than Dignitas. So Falcons, they probably wanted more offense.
Falcons got RW9.
We'll see.
In the last 3 times these teams have played,
I didn't know RW9 was
of Karmine Corp winning the last 2. Both of those were best of 7s. Last time they played in the Swiss, though, Copenhagen last year.
Oh yeah.
I had no idea RW9 was
Anybody
on
could take this one down.
Falcons.
There's a lot of ways you can look at this story and chop it up and kind of come to a conclusion.
That's crazy.
Either way, how is each of us chopping it up? Who's your pick, show?
I don't remember what I put on the sheet, so I'm going to go entirely by what I feel right now. And I feel right now we're getting 2 Europeans through. Completely clean. 3-0.
Okay.
I'm going KC.
Okay.
I have Falcons winning this whole tournament. I think it's because they're going to look strong the entire tournament. I'm going Falcons.
I'll go with the chat.
Go with the chat. Okay, we're going to find out what Bates' prediction is. I also have Karmine Corp winning this whole thing, but I do think Falcons get the win here. I think Karmine Corp are going to take a little bit longer to get warmed up. The Falcons are looking very, very strong. We'll flip the coin, see where they're feeling it. They're going to be going with the blue wall on this one. Coin feeling good there. And how's the chat feeling? Bates, which one do you want?
I know which one I want. Chat's gonna give me a 2. Come on now, there it is. I wanted them. I knew it. That was an easy one to pick. I'll tell you why. Because Falcons, when they play with these great teams, they tend to start. They take their foot off the gas in offense. That's what I want to see. Have you evolved to continue to keep that pressure up? They tend to turtle up when they're playing against the best of the best. If Falcons keeps the pressure up, Karmine might be in trouble. But I don't think it's gonna happen this series. Give me the blue wall.
We'll see. We'll see. Player to watch.
Player to watch for what? Both teams?
Either one. Give me one from each side. Quick.
I need clears on offense for Falcons, and on defense, you got to talk about Patera. How much can he stop that Falcons onslaught if they're on fire?
Oh, let's not forget that FIFA World Cup final. That was Vatira and Team France.
Yeah.
But that Falcons, they took them down. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. We'll see if Vatira can get it done. See if Killers can pop up to him on the other side of it there. I'm excited to get into it. So, folks, let's play some Rocket League. 2-0 matches. You win this one, you're through to the playoffs. You lose, hey, you got 2 more matches to play. So, play your hearts out. Falcons on one side, the blue wall on the other. Green versus blue for match number 2 on day number 2.
Well, we're starting this year just like we started last year. K-Corp and Falcons in the Swiss. It went to Falcons in the Swiss in the first major. Then K-Corp got their revenge in the playoffs. Game 1 brought to you by Progressive as we run it all back at Manfield.
Both teams so far looking so scary in any matchup that they've been put through into. Both, of course, in that 2-0 currently. Wildcard GK, Secret and Dignitas have all fallen to these 2 sides. But who is going to get the better of the other perfect team?
Kind of a Jekyll and Hyde start to the Swiss yesterday for Karmine Corp. They go all the way to Game 5 with Wildcard, and then they just take care of business. They get a familiar opponent in GK, and you wouldn't have known anything was wrong at all. And also, Wildcard then had a dubious second round to provide. So, again, we know nothing. As the teams go back and forth looking for the first opening, one thing can be sure here, though, Stumpy. You know that these 2 teams are absolutely going to bring it. This is going to be a highly entertaining series.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we saw earlier with Vitality versus NRG, that's the kind of series where you can easily see it being relatively low scoring because neither defense breaks, but the ambition for every goal, the attack and the defense is stunning across the board. It's a great demo to start things off in favor of the Falcons. They're looking a little more NRGE in this series by getting that immediate pressure. Karmine Corp need to not fall how Vitality really started to by falling low on boost time and time again. But that's a good attack from Vatira to push things in favor of the blue wall.
There'll be no shortage of creativity between these 2 teams. And to keep either off the scoreboard, have to be laser focused defensively. Ross trying to get the early strike and the rebound.
Oh my goodness.
As well. And the blue wall standing tall here in the first couple of minutes. And they've had to. Drowley past 1. Can't go any further. And Vatira too slow to follow that up. Ruas looking for an infield pass. Killers is there. He's the decoy.
Oh
and
my
the shot
God.
from TRK wide.
I think either of those shots are going to be great. Killers, if he makes contact, fantastic. If not, there's another man back post lurking, see if it sneaks over his head. It does. The shot just about hits the post. Atira works it round two. So Roas has to work his way back into the corner. To the backboard he goes. And good chance, I think, more falling in favour of the Falcons so far.
Atira's going to leave that for Anto. Now Raleigh looking for Vatira. Nothing there at midfield. And there's just nothing to separate either of these squads. Neither able to get that high-quality opportunity outside of the one that TRK banged off the post. Vatira now trying to bring that to the wing. Around the boards, looking for anybody in front, and instead finding TRK a brick wall of his own right. Atto to the net, and that one saved away by Ruas as well. One more opportunity, and that should be enough for Falcons defensively. Ruas and Killers kind of collide near the boost, but no problem as they finally break out of the zone.
It's a decent chunk of offense as well coming through for Carmine Corp. Got to make sure they aren't just sitting back that entire time. Falcons, we've seen how well they can take advantage of teams that are going to sit back against them. Carmine Corp very rarely want to play like that. They want to be aggressive. They want to be that team that is putting the pressure on whoever they're facing. Roas bullies his way through on the right-hand side, and a demo, relative opener, but Drani can rotate around nice enough to clear it away for now. The Killers come straight in as a strong third man.
Down to the final 90 seconds of regulation, and neither has been able to find much of a crack in either defense. Atto, though, has that one falling down towards him, and TRK and Killers kind of both at the same time decided they were going to go, and a late call-off slows down the attack. Atto's got to be careful with this one to his own back wall. Vatira cut him off and finally sent this downfield. Vatira's still down there. Gonna get the angle? No, and nothing else brewing there as Ruas has it away.
It's a low pitch chance for Atira. He's going to want to make sure that he has a bit more if he's wanting to work his way down pitch. Wonderful pass. The execution not quite there, but those runaways will be effective against Falcons if they commit as hard as they do. It's very much feast or famine for them. If they can push up far for Falcons, great. They just need to make sure they finish any of their chances. Otherwise, they leave themselves very susceptible to those counter-attacks.
Ruas again trying to go far side. Got a third touch, but nothing else. And nobody there to crash the boards either. 30 seconds remaining here before we go to sudden death overtime. Vatira inlet taken away by Ruas. Flip reset and nothing else. Again, the blue wall concrete as ever. Infield again. Ruas is there this time, and Team Falcons finally break the scoreless deadlock on a brilliant feed from TRK.
Stunning shot, finds it central as well. This final 15 seconds, it's going to be a chance for Carmine Corp to make sure that they come back into this game. This kickoff very vital, just normal kickoff for them. Falls back down central. First man to it, however, it will be a Falcon. Continued pressure, another demo. TRK takes out Drali. It's going to stunt that attack. TRK again takes out another player, leads back to his own half, straight to the floor, and the Falcons take game numero uno.
And a best of 5, of course, that first game, oh, so much more valuable than in the longer series. Less time for K-Corp to adjust and find an opening. Team Falcons were, again, for a 1-0 game, Stumpy, phenomenal. I mean, it seemed like they had the advantage for the vast majority of that game, and then the final strike coming with only 15 seconds left from Ruas.
I mean, it's a chance, I think, for Falcons to also center themselves somewhat, where they realized they had so much pressure for such a long time, and it still took them over 4.5 minutes to get that first goal. So great pass central from TRK, and it was two players committing on that awkward side too. Got drawn out of net. Wonderful play from the Falcons overall in the end. Guys, don't worry today. I'm not going to show you my socks. I am wearing shoes.
Please don't.
Everyone was scared that my trousers was going to rip yesterday, but no, we are fine. Don't worry. Yeah, the Falcons, I think, that's how they're wanting to mean to go on. It's that sheer pressure that Carmine Corp so far dealt with all right, but clearly not perfectly.
A well-balanced attack yesterday for, as Waypunk mentioned, maybe the #1 offense in the world in Team Falcons. You know, they didn't have anybody that was like a sole standout, right? You had 7 from Ruas yesterday, 6 goals from Killers, 5 from TRK. But you look at how the balance shifts when you go look at Carmine Corp. I mean, Drawley goes off for 1 million goals, and everybody else kind of struggles to catch up. And you wonder, okay, is that sustainable? Maybe not so much. Somebody else is going to have to kind of pick up the slack as well. So we will see as we get ready for game number 2, Forbidden Temple, the adjustment game. We'll see if K-Corp can open up that offense a little bit and see if they keep Falcons from out of their own offensive end. Because, again, Falcons were just set up oh so comfortably there the entirety of game 1. And the shots bear that out, 8-3. Only 3 shots for Carmine Corp.
Yeah.
Just feels unheard of.
And one of them was a complete runaway chance, though, for Vatira. He shoots it wide, low on boost. I think they can absolutely go for that tactic a bit more, but I'd love to see a few more chances and off their own credit as well. If they can push Falcons, then they're one of the best teams in the world at that, but equally Falcons, their defense is something that is near enough unbreakable at the best of times, and that does feel somewhat like the best of times. Charlie can't quite sneak through on that dunk, so Vatira used a lot of boost to get to it, but 2 players up. Twinigy not quite working on that one. TRK finds Killers in the middle. Now it's Roas's chance. Again at moving central, and the pressure immediately building stacks in favor of the Falcons.
I'll just sing me another verse just like the other. See if Carmine Corp can kind of stop that bleeding. They need like a good stretch of 30, 45 seconds on the other half of the field. Because Falcons, they look like the favorite to win this whole thing, though I'm sure Vitality would have quite a bit to say about that. They are through already. This goes right to K-Corp's back wall. It will be Roas that takes over. TRK kind of chased away from midfield. He's still hovering around on the play, circling around, waiting for Killer's challenge. And now that ball centered. Roas was way back. That ball's played right to him, and an excellent catch to keep control, and more importantly, keep the ball on the K-Corp half of the field. It's TRK again, has his flip, delayed it as long as he could, and just look at Team Falcons again continuing to keep Carmine Corp from breaking out. Another ball thrown way downfield, and Ato's got to be very careful with this. Finally throw it to an empty net, and Killers can't get to it. He's bumped out of the way, and it's K-Corp that strikes first in game 2. They get this from Drawley. Vatira made sure Killers was never going to have a chance, and Falcons maybe got caught a little too comfortable in the offensive end.
To start the Carmine Corp want, though, making sure that in a minute and a half, they've already earned more goals than they did in over 5 minutes in that previous game. The Carmine Corp are straight back in. It's going to be a little pole bouncer, nothing quite finding its way in as Falcons their chance. It's good defense from Roas, keeps it away, but actually a cheeky little jump is going to be horrible from TRK. Manages to recover it to his teammates, but made that a lot more awkward than it had to be.
Doesn't happen often with either of these teams. They don't get caught kind of wondering what to do with a play. Vatira just waiting in midfield to see if Ato could get that ball down to him. He could not. And right back to the defense they go. And then in from TRK. I mean, barely even a shot. It's a 50 that just goes slotted perfectly. Top left.
It's not even a particularly, it's not even a loose touch from Drawley. Drawley still keeps it pretty close, aiming for that 50. Instead, TRK calls his bluff, sends it forward, slices the net in half. Falcons, they bring it level.
Well, TRK doesn't get the second touch there, and nobody else was crashing for Falcons. I'm not sure if that was intended to be the fake. Second touch goes wayward. Ato's over there. Try to keep the defense off balance. Going to be the key for both these teams. They've seen every trick in the book and then some, but they couldn't get back here. Roas recognizes that and gives Falcons the lead again.
That one was a bit of a loose touch from Drawley. Attempts to then go for the 50. Can't quite get anything too convincing from it, and Roas, a pretty simple shot on target with the low boost defense is going to garner you a goal. And Falcons, despite going behind stacks a couple of minutes ago, they find themselves in the lead with just under half-time.
Couple unanswered goals. Now Ato waiting for TRK. Got that ball around the boards, but only as far as the primary defender. And now a quick shot. Drowley will score, and he continues his reign of terror. He's got them both for KC.
It's a lovely snapshot too, helped on by Killers. I don't think either of his defenders knew what was going to be happening after trying to throw their bodies in the way. They weren't able to make any contact, and so that's going to be Carmine Corp drawn up at exactly 2 minutes left.
2 from Rawas in the series, 2 from Drowley here in the game, as TRK's got to catch up to this ball that just rolled a little bit wide. Atto waiting to challenge him and picked it cleanly. More importantly, he still had plenty of boost to work with if that ball came anywhere near him. Now Drowley, indirect off the ceiling, now the back forward, there's Vatira. Double tap! Oh my!
Every defender on the ground thinking he's going for the goal here. But you see Rawas turn low, he dives to cover the low shot. Vatira with sheer speed, bang bang above the crossbar. They now have the lead a couple of minutes later.
It's been a game of runs. It's KC, a couple in a row of their own from Drowley and Vatira. What other twists and turns do we have? Again, you know, a second game that is dramatically different from the openers. They're kind of throwing jabs in game 1. It ends 1-0. Now we get a shootout at Forbidden Temple. Vatira just barely beaten. Only Drowley is back, and Drowley is just barely enough. Watch for the follow-up. Nobody else there as Vatira
They're all gone.
is there ahead, and Killers has to be very careful. Doesn't have a psycho, so Drowley's shot had very little pace behind it, but the pressure still remains as Atto's circling around. He will dive in, and he could still get one more play from this, but it's sent right back.
They look real awkward in the corner, the Falcons. They look a little bit stressed, a little bit stretched, a miss above the bar as well. Vatira, he makes contact, and Atto stays around like a bad stink. TRK round towards the side, and Drowley with enough boost. You see it's only Killers on Falcon side that has any, and he is going to be the savior for now.
Well, you definitely don't want to let him get that close. You get any kind of air dribble bump, and that, when you're that close, nobody else can recover. 24 seconds. Vatira, just throw it at the net. Hope something good happens. Instead, it's an outlet to Killers. He will not get the second touch, but that ball goes right across to Rawas. Well read. Down to the final 10 seconds now. K-Corp trying to level the series. TRK is going to have to work from his own back line. 5 seconds. Vatira will bring this down towards ground. And that last touch should certainly do it, but, well, Falcons at least keep the ball in the air for a moment. But, boy, they have so much work to do, and they won't be able to as that spiked down, and we've got a tied-up series.
A well-earned game from Carmine Corp as well. I feel like after game 1, they had the chance. They weren't really sinking them nearly enough. Now, finally, in this second one here on Forbidden Temple, they could take it home. A 770-point game from Drowley in regulation as well. A huge performance from the Moroccan.
Unreal, and again, after only getting 3 shots on target in the first game and just being frustrated time and time again, an offensive explosion out of Carmine Corp. 9 shots, 3 of them find the mark, and of course led by Drowley. After he gave up that one, he scored 2 in this game. But the big strike, of course, also coming from Vatira, the game winner from Vati. Just a beautiful double through 2, no problem. And it's Carmine Corp leveling the series, a 3-2 win. They went the distance last year in Copenhagen in the Swiss. They went the distance when they had the rematch in the playoffs as well. But the one that stands out, of course, Stumpy, at the World Championship, they met again, and K-Corp took that in a mere 5 games. And it was not a best of 5, so keep that in mind as we now roll on to game 3. Match point for one of these 2 Titans.
Interesting to see how Falcons change how they play. If they do, Carmine Corp, they've definitely got that winning formula, but that is going to be a stunner of a shot to start us off from Killers. I don't think Falcons do need to change anything, but maybe just trying to nullify what Carmine Corp are doing a little bit more. They were given a lot more space. They earned a lot more space for themselves. The Falcons would love to shut them up.
Well, Killer's indirect for himself off the ceiling. Again, all the creativity, all the mechanics on display. And 2 teams that have no shortage of it. Here goes Killers, right out of toe. And TRK will follow it up. He's got Rawas to his right. doesn't need him. Hooking himself off the crossbar. Follow-up is set up by Vatira. And nobody's home. They got caught again.
The counter-attacks that were missing in game one suddenly find fruit in the third. Atto chases the ball that Vatira sends downrange. Says thank you very much. One goal for Carmine Corp, a relatively early one in these series so far, in these games so far in this series. Falcons starting this game chasing, and that one just wide in the top corner.
Very similar to the goal that TRK scored in the previous game. You know, we've seen K-Corp successfully changing things up on the kickoff as well, able to get that ball deep into Falcons territory a couple of times where, you know, they're going away from the man who's going for a boost off to the corner. Opposite side, Drowley's got that one out to the wing. Unfortunately for him, TRK is waiting, so is Rawas trying to get a play from the ceiling's not going to develop. But now Killers to follow up, and Killers scores on his own! Oh, what a play!
They were all in one corner as well. Here, a demo, a pass. They're all so close in that moment. And yet the speed from Killers whips it round everyone on Carmine Corp. Their positioning secondary, goal scoring, a primary focus.
It's the kind of goal where every coach watching it would just pull their hair out. Unfortunately, I don't have any. I always tell my team, hey, spread out. Don't get all caught in the corner. Falcons do that, and then they get a goal out of it. Go figure.
Doesn't make sense, mate.
Well, when you have one of the best players in the world on your side, you can get away with stuff like that. 1-1 here with about 3 minutes remaining.
Charlie wanting to push this ball a little bit further downfield, but another 50, and a physical game so far has been playing dividends for the Falcons. That's a one-on-one play, didn't quite work out that time for them, however. TRK from the backboard does leave that ball for Roas, who then gets bumped away from it by Atto. Tira finds Drali, finds Ceiling, finds Killers. Great ambition from him to find the ball.
Atto, good 50 to get by one. He's got Vati right next to him. Off the crossbar for a follow-up. Slotted by Drali. Had to thread the needle with the defender falling in.
And he's finding that into the opposite bottom corner as well. It's essentially, which one are you going for? Killers covers one, Rawas covers the other, and Drali still sneaks it just below the nose. Great play from Carmine Corp. Took all three of them to sneak it past Falcons, but they do so. 2-1, 2:40 remaining.
That's well done by Vatira to make sure he grabbed the corner boost, didn't get starved out on the awkward kickoff. Now Drali just trying to stone that ball back into the zone. It's going to be Atto. Drali was there, so too is Vati. He's got options. That's down towards both Vatira and Atto. And Vati with nothing in the tank. Couldn't even steal the boost. Trying to get physical with Killers. And he's still in the area for a shot. That's going to be sent out by Killers. Now Drali, another infield ball, but nobody's home. And Falcons can just clear the zone. What else can they do with it? Ball goes high and wide, but still very much in a scoring spot, just for the moment.
Falcons then for a little bit of pressure now after Carmine Corp had so much. A reset from Killers, takes it low, uses it to wave dash. This ball finds itself back out central. An awkward launch from TRK. Has to use 50 boost just to get towards it. With 100 seconds now ticking down, Carmine Corp retain that lead. A shot, a pot shot on target. Rawas easy save, keeps it up nice and high. She's going to challenge him high as well though, and Atto, the next man to it. 90 seconds now, one to chase for the Falcons.
Oh, Killers, just maybe the worst person for K-Corp to see on the ball.
Oh.
Come on. Come on. I like the guys. Because Drali just rose right by the ball. Maybe he expected somebody to be up for that. Either way, Atto doing all he can to burn more time off the clock, more pressure, maybe get that insurance goal. Vati keeping that around, and then Rawas beats two. He'll leave it for Killers. Boy, I'm surprised he didn't just take the shot. Maybe a defender could get back, but it sure looked open from here.
I really thought that was going to be Rawas get it on his hood and then flick it in. He had no boost, sure, but I think it was possible. I'd love to see that in post to see actually if that was possible. But regardless, Carmine Corp, they get away with potentially a pretty free goal.
And yeah, and how many more opportunities are going to present themselves like that? They will be few and far between. Killers got cleanly to the backboard, but nobody in front to follow it up. And K-Corp recovers. Down to 20 seconds, got the bump, and it just trickles wide. now 15. Falcons have to get out of their own zone, and they've got a lot of physical play to contend with, as well as Vatira and Drowley. Oh, what a powerful clear with Killers downfield.
It's a great clear long as well. Final 5. Big clear here from Carmine Corp. Will seal it. They keep it close instead. It hits the ground with 0.1 of a second left. Roas now, his chance of bomb. Unsuccessful. Casey, 2-1.
You could see the vision, though. He had a teammate down there on the ground trying to play it off him into net. Would have been impossible to react to. Did not come to fruition, however, and it's Carmine Corp. After getting shut out in game 1, they get a couple of one-goal victories back, and they're 1 win away from advancing at 3-0 into the playoffs.
10 shots apiece as well. Both sides offensively putting up numbers. A few more saves on the side of Falcons. Clearly shown by the fact that, of course, Carmine Corp did manage to get another goal on top of them. But you see just how even these bars are. Score, shots, saves, everything apart from that final scoreline in favor. Now, right, do we see it?
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to see.
Are we wrong? Are we silly?
I mean, we are silly for many reasons. God, look at this from Killers, too. Was utterly insane.
Oh, this shot down, bottom left from Drowley, does take it. Oh, we don't see it. The production hate us. That's fair, though.
I know. So now,
I get it.
Now we're going to be stuck for the next, 10, 15 minutes wondering, like, could he have put that in? I feel like he really could have. We will find out as the day goes on, though. We'll come back to it, and I'm sure somewhere on socials or even on the desk, they will solve that mystery.
I hope
we
so.
go now to Game 4 at Utopia. It is match point twice for Carmine Corp.
One more, and they're going to be going through, making an EU sweep in the 3-0 rounds. It's going to be big for the Birmingham Major, the one that's going to be taking place in Europe. Of course, then we've got the Raleigh Major tickets still available, and the World Championship. Going straight back over towards Europe. First 20 has been that pressure that we've seen for the last couple of games in favour of Carmine Corp. And look, just the immediate dive in, and Drowley. He had eyes for nothing but net.
I mean, for a moment, I was wondering, okay, who had the assist on this? No, Drowley played that for himself.
It was him.
That is unreal.
That speed is phenomenal. Stuffed a rocket in his boot and went flying towards the orange side.
I mean, Drowley has emerged over the last year and a half as just one of the most amazing young talents we've ever had in Rocket League. Right there alongside Zen. We're not doing much to beat the allegations of everything being rigged here, Stumpy. If Carmine Corp comes out of this at 3-0, having Vitality also at 3-0 with the World Championship in France, by the way.
I know. Come on, North America. Do something. Give us something huge. And Falcons.
Don't look to NA.
They're going to be the first ones wanting to knock Europe down a peg, and they are a perfect team to do so. Sent high from Roas. Challenges in the middle. It's going to be Drowley again, and I think you can tell, compared to game number 1, he is now feeling something just a little bit different.
Wondered how sustainable things would be for Carmine Corp if they're heavily relying on Drowley to be, 80% of the offense, 90% of the offense. Well, you see it playing out right here. Shakira, good 50 to keep that in play. All TRK can do is just boom it away, but Killers is up for it. Everybody from Carmine Corp was so far back, and Team Falcons might actually be able to steal a little bit of offensive zone time out of this.
Tell you what, Drowley on every challenge is challenging high as well. Typically, you want to be making sure that ball ends up high, so your challenge is a little bit lower to give yourself options. They don't just dunk it below you and then make it threatening on net. He's going high so frequently, and it's catching Falcons by surprise time and time again. He's then able to continue flying over their car with the momentum. You see it there again, goes high above TRK on the wall. It's interesting, it's different play from Drowley, and it's working.
Well, Falcons have also been playing a very high-risk, high-reward game style here. They're trying to send another man to go for a demo when somebody's already on the ball or challenging.
There you go.
Try to get 2 for the price of 1, and unfortunately, what's happened to them a couple of times is 1 touch has beaten 2. There's nobody back immediately at the net. Killers is racing back on ball side, not really where you want to be. And now Vatira will leave that one. Unfortunately for him, Atto was taken out. And now Killer's a little awkward at his own back wall, and Drawley looking to center out, and that's cleared away by Rawas in stride. And again, tried the slow play. Vatira caught up with him.
Stunning play from Vatira too. Shadows it just enough, forces Rawas to take a side. Rawas's 50 was great, but it just gets pushed into the corner due to where Vatira positions his car. Gets funneled into a non-goal scoring position. Under 2 minutes now. This is a decent chance. Goes central. Killers can send it to a teammate. Rawas back central. Killers, he opts not to jump. Sees Vati is there first.
Well, a good job by Killers of conserving boost as well. He made that initial challenge at about 90 boost, and he still had plenty. Has plenty to set up Rawas as well, but that's blocked out to the corner. And he will yield to TRK, who's got Killers in front. Drawley recognizes that, booms it away. Falcons now maybe start to press the panic button as they get caught out again, and Drawley with an absolute laser right into an open net.
It was a laser into a laser. It was Vatira finding him, waiting, lurking midfield, utterly unmarked. He knows the net's open. He sends it with enough force to smash the tiles off the back of Utopia Coliseum. And Carmine Corp find themselves clear by 2 with 80 seconds left.
Just unbelievable stuff. 12 goals yesterday. He had more than his teammates combined, talking about Drawley. And he's got 5 more goals today out of the 7 they've scored.
It's just Atto to defend there for a second. There's 2 were removed from the play. One positionally, one got demoed. And Atto does hold that fort down now, under a minute. Killers wants to challenge versus Atto. Atto's going to get the better of him and then gets one bump on a Falcons defender. A long shot again. Charlie knows that if he keeps sending it towards the net, they may well overextend again because they don't need to send the kitchen sink.
Oh, Vatira actually got bumped into sending this ball downfield, then got a bump on the backboard. It's open again unless Killers can get to it, and Atto's just wisely slots it right by him.
3-0. Game number 4. Falcons have looked a little bit more disheveled in this one. The Coliseum may well light up in blue for this final game of the series. Last time we saw in Copenhagen, it was Falcons getting the better of Carmine Corp. 3-2 on that occasion. This time, a very strong-looking 3-1. 25 now, left to tick down. Atto challenges, does get it high right above TRK. On the back wall, we are going to need a miracle from the Saudi Arabians.
Final countdown now in what will be a 3-0 record for the Blue Wall, as it's little more than a victory lap. Carmine Corp has sent a message not to be outdone by their countrymen on the Vitality side. K-Corp into the playoffs.
Europe crown the Swiss with 2 of the greatest teams in the world right now. I mean, when you come into this major, you may well look to think of, okay, it's going to be probably one of or 2 of Carmine Corp Vitality, Falcons, NRG. Who's it going to be out of them? You're going to be hard-pressed to really sell, oh, by the way, it's going to be 2 European teams. That's what we've seen. They've now taken down both of the Middle Eastern counterparts, the North American counterparts. 3-0 is big, but Falcons, they are going to be joining NRG in that 2-1 round. And God help whoever they come up against.
I know, right? I mean, you know, a lot of teams, if you go from that 2-0 round and you fail to make it at 3-0, okay, like now you're worried about who you're going to face in the 2-1 round. No, it's the other way around for the likes of NRG and Team Falcons. There are going to be teams shaking in their boots, looking at exactly, congratulations, you won at 1-1. That's your reward.
Yeah. And you know what? I think that may well be a little bit of an educational experience for both sides, because, you know, Carmine Corp, they're going to come up against Falcons a little bit later on. They're going to be seeing what they can do. Now, they've now experienced it in the immediacy of what they can do. Falcons, they know how they lost against Carmine Corp. They know that maybe they overextended at certain points. They left somebody in a little bit of a dire position, whatever it ends up being. Or on some of them, Drawley just outplayed them. And sometimes you can't just beat the individual man when they're on a tear like that.
3 series. Drawley's got 17 goals.
Who has Drawley in our fancy out of interest? I think it's CJ. How annoying. Sorry, I was well off to the side. I was about to have a sip.
Yeah, would you?
I'll go for a
You
wonder.
still got a job to do here, Stumpy. We're not out of here just yet. I mean, listen. You know, Carmine Corp, they stand tall here against Team Falcons, and you know, again, I asked the question: does somebody else have to step up? Can it just be Drolley? And okay, it's not. There's a lot that happens off the ball. A very physical series. That series as well. Falcons brought it right at K-Corp. They battled back. But again, 17 goals out of the, I don't know, let's throw a number out there. It looks like about 20, maybe 30 or so that they've scored as a team is just unreal. For one player to kind of shoulder that load and not be exhausted and not have that kind of tinker out as the Swiss rolls on.
Well, it's going to be a very exciting time, I think, looking through how the rest of the Swiss plays out. Of course, we've got this stream. We have the alternate stream as well over on /RL Esports. Make sure you check them both out. For Stacks, Carmine Corp, a 3-1 in the end over the greatest team ever to come out of the Middle East. They are going to be playing for the rest of their tournament lives. We can now talk to Veracity with an interview.
Drolley, I think it's safe to say you are well and truly locked in. So talk to me about how you feel you played individually.
I feel individually, I feel like I played for the team. You know, individually I did some great stuff, but I was mostly like a team player in that series. I just made sure my teammates were comfortable and just, you know, playing well, you know. I feel like I covered for the mistakes, and yeah, that's pretty much how I played in that series.
You say you played for the team, but you yourself individually scored so many goals amongst that entire series. So how do you think you were able to find so much success?
I think that when you like make sure your teammates are just comfortable, letting them, you know, make plays, create plays and on the field and stuff. Like I feel like the opportunities just come to you. So that's how I was able to score so many goals.
Well, when we take a look at the first game that you played, it was a slower start to the series. So what was the kind of discussion that took place between first game and the remainder?
Well, we were kind of like playing into their hands. We felt like they were playing really fast, but at some point we realized that, you know, they were playing like too fast for their own good, and that if we just stay calm and collected, well, they'll just give us, you know, 3 goals, and that's what we did. And yeah, that's how like we turned the tables around in game 2.
Was there anyone in particular that kind of made note of that? Was it your teammates? Was it yourself? Who was it that kind of pointed out that they were playing too fast?
We kind of all realized it. We all realized it at the same time. Like at the end of the first series, we were like, okay, we have to like, you know, play slower, you know.
Are you feeling like maybe coming into today, we've seen a lot of the games so far have been pretty slow paced compared to yesterday. Is that because everybody is aware of the fact that elimination day is today, no mistakes to be made?
Well, yeah, I think there's a lot of stressful series today, so that might play a part in that.
Do you feel like that impacted you guys at all? Was it kind of weighing heavy in the back of your minds?
No, not at all. We didn't care if we lost that series. All we cared about was just, you know, playing well, because, you know, the worst thing is just losing because you played bad.
Yeah, of course. So are you going to be playing with more confidence heading forward in the remainder of the games?
Yeah, for sure.
More confidence, more energy, and a lot more chaos still to come here at the RLCS Birmingham Major. Play-in stage is weighing heavy on all of their shoulders. But you know what? More games still to come.
Ramp up their level of aggression to stay in this game, or at least attempt to get back into it. They are still down by 1 with 2 minutes left to go. Raise Bull, his challenge pushes this one forward, but both defenders back to just keep him out. CRR at least enough boost to work with to attempt to get around, but Complexity have been met with a wall of defense every single time they've gotten into that Furia half, and of course those transitions aren't any better to have to race back against.
And it looks like Complexity have really upped the aggression in terms of physicality as well. Prioritizing those bumps a little bit more, screening across the net a lot more in this game. And there's something historically that Furia have struggled against is teams that do prioritize physical play. Complexity all had to pull back on this. Furia needed that big clear. They need a little bit more boost in the tank. Drafinho will buy them tons of time. As Lost and Yan now ready up, but can they actually get possession again? You see Yan, he's having to jump and avoid a touch. So his challenge against Raise Bull is slow, but not a bad challenge at all. Raise Bull took a while to get there, didn't have a ton of boost. Diaz, nice short touch for Raise Bull, but didn't want to try to force it against Drafinho. Complexity still winning these touches and eventually break down Furia. Just a half step ahead and a whole goal up to tie it up.
What happened here? I guess it's just it's a rough challenge there from Yan. I don't want to say bad. It was a good attempt. You just got beat out, man. Tied game, less than a minute to go. Off the kickoff, Raise Bull to catch it. He goes one end to the other to Diaz. They're just going to try and do what they've done best. Pinball around. They almost thread the needle on the defense right there. CRR is going to try and slow it down just a tiny bit, but you're counting down to the last 30 seconds of regulation. And Furious in your half. Raise Bull, great stop. And CRR going to try and put Complexity back in that blue side.
CRR needed to get that clear for his team, and Furia leave the gate open. Somehow they get there, and the post helps them out. Oh, Furia absolutely should be down a goal right now. I do not know how in the world they kept that ball out of the net. The follow-up bounces off the post. They get the rebound back. Complexity, they want to get it back before the end of regulation. Raise Bull, denied by Yan. El Toro stopped in the gate, and Furia keep it to overtime.
One more chance for Complexity to stay in this one. Off the kickoff, a shot on target. Drafinho kept them out twice in the ending of that game, but in overtime it matters more. Here comes Complexity, having to defend. You saw Yan pushing up and trying to move him around, but instead they're already on the other half of the end. Off the ceiling, pinched down in the ground, but Yan keeps him out.
He had CRR bearing down on him. Yan just pumps the brakes and lets CRR fly around him, makes the save right afterwards. Now a little short hop from Yan, gives it to Drafinho. CRR makes the stop. Diaz, with the only one in the area to make a play, has to expend the boost. Lost can't recover in time for a follow-up. Yan will help him out. 1v1, just goes for the demo. He wants another one. Diaz gets around him. And Complexity get to survive in the corner. Furia stack themselves up, feeling like they should have had a break there on that demo, but it dies in the corner, and Complexity will break out with CRR. The shot from the ball puts Complexity in game 5.
This isn't gonna end here. It's a forced game 5 in OT, a reset down pass. CRR to Raise Bull. Just a beauty of a duo play. It keeps Complexity in this.
Well, if it was discipline that was Furia's worst nightmare in not just the games that they lost, but even in game 1, that where Complexity were able to score a lot of goals. Complexity found ways to make plays at the end. And that was what I wanted to see from that team if they were going to break down Furia. Is sometimes you can rely on Furia's discipline breaking down reliably, but it didn't look like that was happening in that game, especially near the end. Furia did have to make some desperate defensive stops when it looked like they got burned. The Complexity started beating them to the punch, started getting those soft touches, giving their teammates chances at the ball. They started winning those challenges instead of losing them, allowing them to do the stuff after the stuff. Take the boost, get into position, be a half step ahead of Yan. Force Yan to have to make a decision when he sees CRR going for a redirect, being like, I can try to dive back with no boost, I'll probably lose, or I can just try to take the challenge and win it. And then you're still trying to make defensive stops. Excellent stuff from Complexity at the end of that game. And of course, El Toro ripping a heater on net at the end of the game. puts us into Game 5. And this series started slow, it started ugly, but it's gotten fast and it's gotten fun. Let's go.
Last game to find out who's going to be going down to the 1 and 2 round. Complexity fighting tooth and nail to stay out of it. A couple times we've seen goals straight off the rip in a game. This time, Complexity, at least with the pressure and the attempts. Razebull calls himself off as CRR takes this one. Challenge, sends back out mid. And Complexity still fighting for control of this mid line.
Furia, I don't think you got to change too much about your approach. Complexity have had to be
Let's
the
go,
ones to answer
Kate.
the call. 2 straight game wins.
Let's go, bro.
Prioritizing the challenge. It's a fake challenge there. CRR just trying to keep control of it. Maybe not fake. It's sometimes hard to tell if I'm not on that player POV if he's just missing. For loss, I give him equal chance fake, equal chance just whiff. Nice 50 from Yan. Uses the top of his car for a quick recovery.
Yes. Okay.
This puts Trevino in a solid spot. 50 back to Lost, but it came at him fast. That's a hard one to time. Another challenge. Lost at the top of the box. Tries to recorrect the path. And Complexity find the breakout. Trevino was the last back. And he got chipped back down, but it works out.
I'm not falling asleep.
A lot of pressure from Fury about to build up right now. 2 over 1. No bump on Diaz means this one stays floating out.
Is my mic quiet?
Complexity on their return. Transition not on target, but from the center, a pass off the backboard. The follow. Diaz denied again. Lost really stepping up here in this game 5. Was a little quieter on defense, but now getting a lot more involved.
Is my
and you can
mic
just
good?
see the confidence level rise too, along with the pace of play that Furia has. And that's where they play best, Jorby. Furia plays their best when they're playing fast.
Oh, that was a sick touch from Yan. Lost was like, oh my god, I gotta dive across and get that touch, and he couldn't make the
I mean,
grab.
yeah, I'm tired, but I need to stay awake. My sleep schedule kind of sucks.
Yan, no touch for him. Diaz will
I
get his
am
corner
tired,
boost.
but
CRR demos to open up
I'll
the
be
space for
good.
Razebull. Yan's there to close it down. Lost no boost. Razebull staying on top of
If I have to, I can like go to the store, get me like an energy drink or something.
Misses the ball. CRR beats him to it. Complexity in control right now. As Furia try to get some consistent possession. But Complexity are running it through them. Lost avoiding the bump and getting the touch back out. But again, Complexity are the ones dictating the pace of play.
This isn't the end of it either. Complexity really trying to slow it down and make it back into their favor. But Fury is not going to allow that. They're already out in their half. You saw Jaffinho. I've noticed so many times where Furia will send somebody up, but then they realize that this possession isn't quite as theirs as they thought. And the shots are coming a little bit more infrequently. Less than 2 minutes to go. Complexity, they've done a
Dude,
great
they're playing it so
job,
slow
again, of
now.
just keeping their composure.
I don't
And that really
understand.
is what's setting them apart right now in this game 5. Demo shot sent off by Jaffinho, and Yan's there to clean it up and really just guarantee Complexity's not getting in.
Jaffinho, good orientation on the car as well to make sure it didn't just pop right back into Razebull's bumper.
Yeah, we
Diaz has
can play.
possession up high, drops it, lost.
Honestly, this
Save
is
on the layer. Yan can't get
almost over.
there.
I think there's like
holding this ball for what feels like the entire game.
one more
And no chance. Yan
or 2 more
for a way
teams
out,
to
keeps the
play.
touch tight. Razebull's got the angle.
I think I don't know what this stream is at right now, but their other stream they have 2 more teams because
This could be the chance for Furia to get a bit of possession.
they're separating into 2 streams so they can get the land because it's supposed to be the 29th and the 30th is the
A
playoffs.
light shot and a good follow-up touch from CRR on the save. No boost for Yan. Wins the first. Razebull gets the ball back. Complexity one off.
I mean, yeah, slower gameplay is honestly like better, but I'm just used to people like just fast as fuck, fast as fuck. Damn, brick wall. It's kind of crazy that it's about to go into, yeah, it's about to go into 0-0 overtime on game 5. Dude, holy.
Complexity holding on to the midfield line. Yan with a free touch. Diaz got bumped and he's helping. Raise Bull's there. Lost across the corner. Wants a follow-up. It's too high at the end of regulation.
Honestly,
0-0.
if I was whoa.
And Furia.
Yeah, I was about to say, let it touch, get a reset.
Intense last minute of gameplay comes
See,
down
this
to
is,
an OT golden goal.
oh, he cut it pretty far.
Have tried
I would have tried to take it to the roof. Oh, wow. Wow.
That's simply why Yan's the man.
Who was he yelling at? What?
Gets the reset on the ceiling double. Just drops it down. Gets the perfect bounce back.
Yo, he looked over somewhere and just yelled.
There's a hole to squeeze at, and then he finds the shot right afterwards. I'm gonna need to see that clip again. And then I'm gonna need to watch it again. And then maybe one more time. Of course it's Yan to pull it out in Game 5 OT. Oh man, I was wondering how this series would be.
Bro's putting his shoes on. What? Bro's putting his shoes on.
They held that ball for so long, creating so much pressure, but they could not get those enough quality shots. They couldn't do enough to break down Furia's defense, and in the end, Furia were able to stop them. Going to OT, Yan happens, Furia win, going to 2-1 run.
It's gotta be so frustrating because they looked so good at the end. Those double saves out of Razebull and Diaz, not once but multiple times, and you just gotta sit back and be like, dang, all right, we take it to the next one. But you can't hold your head down too low if you're Complexity. That was an incredible warm-up headed into this next round here. But if you are Furia, this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the series. They
Let's go check out the other one. Let's go check out the other one. Where's the other one, bro? Come on now. Yeah, we're watching that one.
That last minute of play, in that overtime, they're going to be looking really
Oh,
good
there it
heading
is.
into the 2-1.
Yeah, this one.
Best win that NA has.
Yeah, which is not a great sign, but Foods, they're looking for their first international win. We've seen them come out before as Team Mobula. Now they're Team Foot or FUT, so we'll see if they can finally get that going. I think Team Secret is a winnable match.
That's
Team
wild.
Secret has looked very flat so far. Pretty much, like, everyone in SAM has looked flat. Like, Fury barely making it out in 5 there. So there is a chance for the upset.
22. Wild.
They did go Game 5 against that wild card squad, so this Philly Sports, man, listen, they can play. They're not no.
He looks like 18, 19.
And this Team Secret squad, I mean, Team Secret, they just lost that Complexity squad. They play Complexity and Falcons. Two quality teams. Complexity, they just pushed Furia all the way to round 5. I'm not
Yeah,
round
that
5,
guy's gonna
Game
be
5.
old.
Same thing almost. So, we'll see what you can do against the Team Secret squad. I think they are
Oh.
quality players. They have talent. But I think winning a game would probably be their expectation, but it might even be more than their expectation for the lane.
Well, on the other side of things, it will be Team Secret here, the number 2 seed.
Hey, I'm not a big ass
They did
motherfucker.
not have the day they were hoping for yesterday, dropping a match 3-0 to Complexity, as well as 3-1 to the Falcons. Got to take a win there off of the boys from Mina, but still sitting here 0-2 looking for that first win, Johnny.
Yeah, they need to step it up. I mean, the end of their series yesterday against Complexity started to look a little bit better, but
Guys,
I
fat.
think this team just played such a negative role
God.
at the start of the series, and I wasn't enjoying what I was seeing from them, because I know how good they can be. And the last time they played
16?
Complexity in South America, they beat them,
Young
so
ass
to see that same
motherfucker.
matchup with now the NA version of
My
Complexity
God.
winning so easily, that's not good enough for Team Secret. They need
Holy.
to show us something here, or they're eliminated.
And they only scored 3 goals in that series versus Complexity. That it also included a 5-minute plus overtime. So basically 4 games to play, 3 goals is not going to get it done. So they got to figure out
I
that
think
offensive
16
behavior
is the
once those guys
youngest
have
I've
some
seen
catalyst when it's on
today.
the offensive side to get things going. But again, you cannot begin this series cold, because Foot, they can definitely win games here.
I know that for me in this series, and I'd encourage viewers at home to keep their eye on Swift. You can always look at rookies here on LAN as an X factor. That if he's played 2 series, 1 day of LAN competition, every day is going to be such a monumental path towards like getting that information downloaded into your brain, becoming a LAN veteran. We might see a different Swift than we saw yesterday, and who knows, might create a dramatic.
I'm ready for next year, bro.
Because listen, he's got that
I'm
one
ready.
experience, and if he wants to get another damn experience, I'll tell you this: he's got to beat this Foot Esports team, then he's got to make the run. I don't think we've had any O2 team since we started off the Swiss that has made it out of the Swiss. Wow. I don't think that's ever happened. I'm really thinking real hard. I don't think it's ever occurred.
Yeah, they need a sweep here.
What does bro got?
Oh, you're talking about
Secret. If Secret don't sweep this, I don't think they can make it out of Swiss.
Does bro got a hoodie
to
pack?
really have a massive step up compared to yesterday.
You're talking about matchups, or you're talking about just for form, or just what should happen?
Yeah,
Confidence?
my general feel about them. Yeah, I think they need to sweep that. I think just for their confidence, I think they need to sweep this as well, because they should win this. Team Secret are the better team. When you look at the player versus player matchups, look at the team versus team matchup, they are just better across the board. So they should win this, and they should be sweeping. Really.
I got the same mouse right
Sounds
now,
like there
bro.
might be a bit of a favorite here in this match. Let us know who you think is going to win, chat. In the progressive fan vote there, hashtag FUT, hashtag SC, depending on how you're feeling. Johnny, I feel like I know where you're going to go here, but do us the honors. Who are you picking?
Yeah, Team Secret. I think they will win this. They've got a lot to improve on from yesterday, but I believe in them. They're very mechanical players, very talented players, and they can play a whole lot better than what we saw on day one.
Team Secret, but in 4 games. I think it'll be a little closer than what people think, so I'm going 4 games.
All right.
Team Secret, but in 3 games. I think we're going to get in and go get out of the series. You guys think we're going to have action?
I also think Team Secret is going to win this one. They are the clear favorites here. Does the coin have any hope here for FUT as they go out? They do. FUT going to be the team for the coin there. For the coin to be right, though? Like, what is the key? What is the path to victory here for FUT?
I feel like that first game is very important. It also comes down to the offensive capabilities of Team Secret. So for FUT, they got to play incredible defense. Keep them frustrated for Team Secret on offense, because they haven't looked good all tournament so far. So, like, if they're making some good saves, then Team Secret is going to try and push a little too far forward, and you get those counter attacks.
Team Secret clearly the favorite in chat as well. Can FUT do that? Can
God,
they keep Secret frustrated?
man, nobody has any like faith in FUT. No confidence at all with FUT, bro. Nobody.
But that is the reality for one of these squads. Which one is it going to be, CJ? We're about to find out as we get into game 1, brought to you by Progressive.
Yeah, tale of two sides, really. Foot, I think a lot of people, a lot of analysts had these guys perhaps 0-9 coming into Birmingham. Well, they've already taken 3 games so far.
I would love to see FUT just like
high expectations going in. How good is South America? How good is his second seed?
prove everybody wrong.
The best possible start, but it's been disappointing from them, Shogun. You know, getting swept by Complexity. Obviously, their big brothers coming out of Sam over to North America. And then in that first round as well, losing to Falcons where it looked promising, but really it's that round 2 matchup that people are disappointed by.
I'd love to see FUT just like shit on Secret.
Ever since Rotterdam, ever since making that World Championship finals over in Dallas, or semi-finals I should say, over in Dallas. And then we just haven't had the same sort of excitement for them ever since then. It's a little bit deflating to see Secret already down in the 0-2 side of things. Vitality did kind of put a beating down on Furia. As well for both these squads, it's all about getting that 3-0 because you want a short match here. It is a long road if you're going to go the whole way. You're going to be in this building for quite a long time.
So tough.
Workload quite low.
So tough as well. Going down 0-2, as T-Bait said, you're not really making it out of the Swiss. 3 series in a row is tough to do online, let alone on land. But they said a couple of wins, a couple of game wins from Foot Esports. I mean, they nearly reverse swept Wildcard yesterday, which was insane considering Wildcard went to game 5 against KC. Now 3-0 out of the groups, out of the play-ins. So, yeah, they've had some results. I think they've certainly exceeded some expectations so far, but it is that element of the unknown, the team getting down into that SSA region.
Oh, Motta ends up leaving it, realised he didn't have any boost, so he's going to trek on back. Still wait for our first big goal-scoring opportunity here in game number 1. Motta, again, still on 0. Very ping-pong sort of Rocket League at the moment. Nobody really wanting to take full control, take ownership of the play. We'll get a little bit more of that from here. Bounces out. Yo throw. Underneath. Can he go the whole way? Yes, he can.
Dude, ooh, disgusting.
Little solo play, KV1 0 boost,
Yep.
reset under Swift. Motta just went on a little journey up the backboard. 1v3 solo play, unassisted. First goal of the series goes to Foot Esports.
See, that's why I love solo plays.
Challenge for a very long time from Secrets.
My God.
Who, as it has been for their tournament, don't look like they're in rhythm. Swift, straight out to the Oro again. Motta looking to control it. Will be met at the point of contact. DK Selin just pushes it straight back into the orange side of the field, where I feel like we have not left for quite a bit of time. Now we've got Demo's got the ball in front of the goal, and we've got the goal to go along with it.
FUT. What did I say? I just had this feeling like they're about to prove everybody wrong.
And they had an eternity to put that one in, Shogun. I mean, Foot Esports
Everybody had all their faith in Team Secret.
This is their best game yet. We've seen
Nah, bro.
Perhaps, well, here we go. Keeping a
Nah.
clean sheet and half the game remaining.
Motta trying to find something. A bit of an awkward here. VK Salem just tries to keep KV1 warded away. This is better here from Secret. Oh, and where else is the goalkeeper gone? Lioro had to go and cover, but he's still very
So
low on boost.
we
That
just
hasn't
gonna
seemed to have mattered
boost.
to him throughout most of game one. Back out. Secret. Oh, they've just given that away so easily. Half volley clear. And they've got it all to do yet again. 2 minutes left to play.
Yeah, Swift getting dusted. Lioro not again. KV1.
Ooh.
Huge defensive read, but they need two down the other end here. Johnny Boy mentioned on the desk a sweep would be the only thing for Secret to give any confidence in the remainder of this tournament here in Birmingham. So far, worst possible start. Not looking great at all. Foot Esports well and truly in control. Ground pinch from KV1. Not sure he meant that one. 90 seconds left. Still Secret yet to hit the scoreboard.
And you imagine if there's somebody that's going to just give them a spark, he would be KV1. Very, very experienced at this point in his career. So far, nothing doing.
It's lovely. Really lovely midfield play, midfield defense. You can see Lioro just showing that poise on land. As in the other end, they're really rushing things. I mean, look at Swift there. He's just throwing himself. He's nowhere near that ball. The demo will help. Across net, but they're really not in sync in this offense. They have had the pressure though, perhaps in this final minute. Can they find it here? Swift beats two. Can you find an infield perhaps? No.
There's just no pace.
What a touch.
They are waiting for the ball to come to them. Now the infield. KV1 from the demo. It has to be. It isn't. Torres this time keeps them out.
And that's two saves for him. 45 seconds. Still a clean sheet. Foot Esports trying to take his first game. Here is Torres. Takes it across. KV1, but I mean, look at that. He's just baiting in the challenge. Swift throws himself in 100 boost. They're out. Foot Esports down the other end. Lioro with the pre-jump. Two men went. Perhaps they don't want to be overcommitting too much, Shogun. They are up a goal. If they cost themselves, he dodges the demo and might have won the game.
I mean, Torres has been incredible in this last few minutes.
Yeah.
It's Lioro to start with, but Torres has
Oh,
had the defensive
they
ice.
won first round.
And time is ticking away. They're going to make anything. It has to be from this. And it's rattled across. Oh,
Yeah.
hits the post.
Game's
It's
over.
just not happening.
What are they doing? They're overcomplicating it, Shogun, and they are going to be scoreless after game one. Team Secrets, maybe some momentum. American Foot looking for their third. VK Salem flicks
they
it across.
want it
Not
so
to Lioro's
bad.
head, but somewhat to keep that up.
Stat padding if we can, but Swift's out of it. He's unhappy. Game number one, going against expectations.
Wow.
And it's the exact same as the desk said. That Secret ended yesterday. Just towards the end, they started to pick the pace up a little bit. But it seems to be baked into the DNA of this team to only start going when the game's out of reach.
I mean, this is just red
What
alert
was this?
everywhere. This is danger, danger for Team Secret. You're in the 0-2 stage. You've got the matchup of dreams in a way, the 16th seed in the tournament. With high expectations from some coming in, but right now, I know they had 8
Bitch.
shots there, but
What?
You didn't join the call the first time.
I didn't hear it.
Really clinical down the other end.
Really? So how'd you know to join now?
Because I went to go check.
Oh, so you just randomly checked.
I swear. You can go back in my stream. I did not hear it.
Just kidding. How do I get that rainbow car body?
Huh?
How do I get that rainbow car body on Bacchus mod?
What do are you talking about?
Just to control the ball and say, okay, well,
There's a way to
that
do
was
it.
easier than we expected.
Your car will be like just changing colors.
Okay, what a wild card doing? They're going to game 5 against KC.
Do you
now they're going to game
have
5 against
like
Foot Esports, but I mean, this could be just be a testament to
like a
how
video
well Foot
or a
Esports are
picture
playing.
or
Now they've
something?
taken out Secret in the first game.
Yes, I've never seen that.
Indeed, Motta.
Yes, I do. My phone's fucking charging. I don't have my phone on me.
And you also got to think, I just got a PC, so I have no.
That's right.
I really don't know.
Trying to keep that offense. Secret needs to put away what the scoreline was in the last game and keep following what the gameplay was for the last 2 minutes.
Let me just look it up on my PC.
The arrow this time clears, but it hits the ceiling, and that leaves it for a shot.
Color changing our body.
Or is that one across? KV1 onto the backboard. Where
Rocket
is the offense?
League.
Leo with a free touch. Motta has 0.
Yes.
He's going to leave it for Swift. Here's KV1.
Image.
He's missed that by an absolute mile.
Oh my god, all these videos are clickbait. I hate everybody.
VK Salem forces 2, still dangerous here.
Oh, I guess I'm sticking with what I have.
Just found their way out through KV1.
It's cool though. It's cool though. Cool though.
Play-Doh.
What are you doing?
I'm still streaming the RLCS.
Oh, okay, really?
Yeah.
Well, here's a better stream.
What?
Here's something more entertaining for them to watch.
Well,
Type shit. Type shit.
What?
Me.
You?
I'm the best. Yeah. Dude, I'm go. Oh.
Dude, FUT. They shit on them. Honestly, it's a bunch of, 20 and up players.
20 and up.
Yeah, like years old.
Oh my god, I messed up my flip. Yo, I'm not locked. It's my first game on. Why did he already leave the match? I won.
What?
They scored and I won. That's how you know I'm the better player.
Looking to try and take on another challenge, but there's the infield. VK Sailor, well, he's not got a limousine, so he's not going to quite get to that one.
I still like it, looking for the passing plays. It's great defense. We'll just got to watch
That one Prince.
You can see there, second man, KV1 0 boost has to get out. That's
So,
a great pass.
going against the Prince.
Torres is reading it though. Just KV1 last. He's got 0 boost shot, and he's got nothing in the tank.
Oh my god.
And VK Sailor
Holy, I'm not warmed up, bro. I can feel the difference in my fingers.
He knows his team is fine. I'm just going to go and steal boost and loiter.
Oh my god.
KV1 has been empty so often this series. Every time I look in top right.
Alright, we hit it up one time, get it on top of our car, dink. Yep, you're trash.
Not ready. They're not playing as a team right now. They're looking like a team that feels like they should be winning, should be better, and
I need
just
ranked.
expecting it to happen. But Foot will not lie down. They're playing solid rock.
4 goals for one team, 0 goals for the other. And coming into this, if I said that, you
Yeah, you suck,
Oh
buddy.
yeah, I modded Repo.
Torres looking for VK Sailor.
Do what?
I modded Repo.
Really?
Yeah.
How hard?
900k.
Money? You little bitch.
I couldn't die. I had unlimited jumps.
Get in the net. He made it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hear that first thing.
I probably ain't gonna use it again. No. Not being
He didn't
able
clean his
to
area. I
buy.
heard you
It's giving those demos on the way back.
He's just testing his ears.
What?
It's inviting them to shoot.
That's what Jazz said.
They're getting easy saves.
Whitney told Jazz to clean the game up. Or clean his area up before he gets on the game. To clean his area up before he gets on the game because he just woke up. And he puts his headphones on and says, I'm just testing my ears. Like, bro, what? You can't hear me right now, dumbass?
Here we go again. There's a minute 20 on the clock. Secret have not scored in this series.
KV1. Not there in time either, and it's all the way back. Swift wants to control it. Not the best first
Wait,
touch.
that was that same motherfucker.
did not require a
They joined me again?
They've got the 2v1. It's only Torres, but that was so
This was the person that played against me, scored, and then left. And then I played another game, and it was against that one Prince, beat him, and then I was going to load into another game, and then that Hey Emma person loaded in.
with 100 now, 50 seconds on the clock, throws it across. They just had to keep it in this orange half star without this secret offense, but they just rarely have 100 boost altogether. There's just only one player on
I just
Secret that
need
can do anything.
a level and a half
Mom says it's my turn to have 100.
until I can see what my rank is now once. Because it'll be fresh. I'll have 10 matches, and this will really see what I'm at this time. I'm thinking like a diamond, like a diamond 2. Maybe if I try really hard. I ask random people what they think my rank is, and it's not been super high, but the highest has been like diamond 3. Most of the time they say diamond 1, diamond 2.
What is this?
I don't know. Everybody put their faith in Team Secret, but they're just getting shit on.
I wouldn't put my faith in no team unless I knew they were good, and I can tell when a motherfucker's good at a game.
The South American region, which are full of offensive power, but not right now.
No, Team Secret shooting.
Oh, well, wait until next year.
Now I'd start my own team before I join a team, I think. That's I had that problem when I started getting decently big on TikTok.
What's up, Hannah?
I had a fucking rivals team pull out to me. It was ass though.
Ah, wait until next year, bro. I'll be up in this shit.
Amongst the talent team, and Cole had Foot Esports as a placeholder down the bottom, which he changed.
You know, this guy's not. This guy's ass.
I'm gonna just have to build me a team.
The 16th seed is taking it to a team that some had as, you know, a top 8 dark horse that could really ruffle some feathers here.
I
in
can
Birmingham.
get lucky.
They haven't scored.
Lucky's a demon.
Third round here, 0-2 down now.
Yep.
Me.
And Foots might pick up their first series.
Put themselves one step closer. It's a long, long road, but they are way further down it than Team Secret are, who are staring down the barrel at the
Man, in a year I'm gonna be a fucking GOAT. What the fuck?
Birmingham major.
Wait, when is that? Wait, when is that again next year?
During this season, during those 3 tournaments,
Wait, what?
Thugger. When is this next year? Is it the same around the same time?
I might be.
Oh shit. Well, I gotta grind for a year then.
I know it's not like Fortnite every
365 days. You could. The fuck do you think I'm asking over here? I'm asking when is RLCS next year?
Yeah. I have no idea.
Not you, dude.
Oh fuck. Dude, I thought you were talking to me the whole time.
Very committed on low boost.
Anyway.
Secret now with Motta looking to try and provide something.
What you doing, Hannah?
Just can't win that middle
Whoa,
challenge.
whoa. What's you doing up this early?
All of it to do, but well, the ball went to it. And
You seem like the type of person to like sleep in until like afternoon.
I mean, I don't even try to sleep till 10, but I guess that's just when I wake up.
I wake up whenever the hell I feel like it.
And this is what can happen when you haven't scored in a while, Shogun. You go for the shot that's too good. You try and really hit that top corner. And
Can you just forfeit so I can get XP and dip? Join another one.
Working. You're working right now?
always seems like the ball is ricocheting
You do on the weekend?
That's
crazy.
Torres going to take his time.
That's crazy.
That sucks.
Torres maybe the mascot off. Just take
Oh my god, the double tap, man, fuck.
So you're watching my stream and working, W?
Probably on break.
Yeah.
A little bit of a mix up here. Still not enough. Oh, now looking for the breakaway. Torres with
How did he get the demo? What?
very heavy hit. There's a double commit anyway.
for no reason. There was no threat on that. No way BK Salon could get one more, but still, Secret sent 2. There's a great chance.
Didn't give me my flip,
Yeah,
bro.
that's usually what I do, except today.
Impressive in the end. And Secret, it's a tale of the first 2 games again.
I can multitask. I cannot multitask. Let me fucked up.
The third man on Foot Esports has played a
I'm
perfect
just
game
kidding.
so
I
far.
can multitask.
Still looking for
Bro's
our first
stupid
goal
as
in
shit.
game number 3.
Yeah,
Secret still looking for their first goal
I'm
in the
stupid as hell,
series.
but it's fine. It's
Swift.
all good.
Very nice first touch. Opens up
As long
the
as he's
options,
not
got the
retarded.
pass.
Yeah.
Well, been there. The player is nowhere near it.
So many drive-bys.
Don't know if
so
I can
many
say
moves
that
going
word
through KV1.
on the YouTube.
Low in the tank.
I think it's fine.
Same story
I
for
think
him.
it is,
Swift off the
dude.
backboard. The bump would help. Torres though dodges again. He's so comfortable. Dodging
I don't know if I would have said it on TikTok though. It probably would have not been okay.
I work from home, so what they don't know
Oh fuck!
can't
No,
hurt
never
them.
even mind.
You work from home?
If you work from home, then you got it made.
Yeah, you got it. 'Cause my uncle works at home, and God,
It's probably so easy, bro.
it's so easy. Plus, he gets a lot of fucking money.
What does he do for a home job?
He like so that new stuff that they do for high school games, like they can live stream it, right?
Yeah.
Those scoreboards, that's what he does.
Really?
Yeah.
Running out of time. 90
He like
seconds left.
updates
cool.
it and stuff.
And it is still all secret on the offense.
So whenever you're watching like a high school game, just know my uncle's updating that fucking scoreboard.
Oh, I just got sweating in the Finnick.
He does it for Marion County, like all of Marion County.
So just Marion County.
A lot of places in Alabama and Tennessee.
What to say from KV1?
I know
This is where
that.
Secret don't want to overcommit. They have the lead.
I know he did it for me and Will's high school
Case
games.
scenario for them. They don't want to give a freebie
Dude.
up here. Swift.
Did you not hit level 20 in like a day?
Yeah.
You can see VK sailing away for the pass.
Okay. What the fuck's taking me so long? It's taking me a week. And I'm only level 18.
Oh yeah, it's lit.
Like
I
really
bet.
like being for real.
It's because it was like at the end of the season, had double XP, all those challenges.
Oh, that's right. And you had a bunch of challenges.
Yeah.
Never mind. Damn. I got one more I can get that'll give me a level. That's what I'm counting on. And I just gotta get 6 more assists.
Oh my god, no way.
So I gotta play twos with these trash ass guys, bro. They can't even catch a
Imagine everybody putting their faith in Team Secret and they just get 3-0'd.
Oh, that'd be fucked, bro. I'd be pissed.
Oh, no way. They actually, okay. No. Alright, never mind.
They weren't even, look, they weren't even doing nothing crazy.
Yeah.
The way I see it is they're all just kind of playing as good as they can as a team.
Yeah.
Like they're really like just kind of, they're just hitting the ball around until somebody's got a net.
No. Oh, no way. In less than 20 seconds, they done scored 2 goals. Dang.
Keep their hopes alive here in Birmingham.
Well, 2-1.
I think they've just stepped up.
Is this
They've
not natural?
found something, but
Huh?
it's a foot esports showing. And
Oh, my bad, I
felt
wasn't
looking
talking
so
to you.
solid the first 2 games.
Damn.
So we just saw a few positional mistakes.
Wait, no.
We didn't see those cheap
What was I
free
saying?
open nets in the previous 2.
I have no
Secret
idea.
take their first game.
No,
of
I
the
was gonna
series.
say Justin, I think, is the best ever. No, not Justin.
I forgot what team he went to.
Is it Justin or is it like Dark or like starts with a Z?
Zen.
I think. Then ain't he really good?
Yeah, he's, my opinion, he's,
You're cutting really bad out.
um,
Cutting out really bad.
can you hear me now?
You have a mic. You have a mic, right?
Yes, I have a mic.
We saw how many
Like it's set on your table.
Yes.
mechanically
Where you got a boom arm?
improve as the series goes
Putting
on.
it on
We're
your table.
seeing that now.
Do I have
Oh, I mean,
Swift, the star player,
said a boom arm.
at least back in the first split online.
No, I know what you're talking
Secret
about.
getting
No, I do not have
online,
one.
3 goals to his name. Still want to see
Invest in one of them.
KV1.
I mean, I could.
It's cheap as shit. Just a boom arm itself is cheap if you just buy that, even without the microphone.
I mean, I've got to stand for it.
Yeah, they're not bad. I thought about getting one at one point, but it's cooler. It shit looks nicer to have a boom arm.
Yeah.
It's clean. And you can like set it to the side if you're not using it. Just push it away.
Secret looking to just try and flip that momentum entirely.
Torres on the kickoff has been really the star player, I'd say, at least defensively for Foot Esports. He's so poised, but now they've got a bit of pressure on them, and now they've got
Yo, teammate.
a goal against their name.
Okay.
14 seconds
Come on.
in the game.
All right, Team Secret kind of locking in now.
It does look like the
I got it. Oh my god, I don't got it, teammate. You fucking suck. Pass me the ball better.
Well, they didn't have any for 10 plus. Perfect start here for Team Secret.
What a save.
I do know the Foot Esports do have a couple of kickoffs for the name as VK Salem.
Oh my god, I'm the best.
There. KV1 off the demo, and that's just hit the crossbar, cleared away by Leoro.
I would say,
yeah, that was rude.
Yeah, the demo was unnecessary, I'd say there. KV1 have to leave this. So Leoro has missed. VK Salem 0 boost, still gets a lovely touch just to buy time, team back.
Double commit.
Incredibly unnecessary double commit. Torres had that thing covered. VK Salem down the line. Low boost now for Foot Esports. This is a rare situation. You can see them trying to keep it out of danger.
Yo, I'm sucking, bro.
I think Secret's helped them.
Selling my damn teammate.
How he managed to get that much power. 0 boost off the wall, and he just flinged it away. Leoro.
What are these people going on about?
They've been stuck in the corner for quite a while.
Dude, FUT is selling.
They've just lost that rhythm a little bit. Not quite on the same page.
Oh, teammate, are you gonna go for it?
Need to get the pace going again. That's
I don't got boost for this.
Is a lot of time in Rocket League. When you're playing so much defense, you're not playing how you do every single day. You're used to being the faster team, especially in your regions.
Yeah, Team Secret is starting to get aggressive as hell, too. Yeah, they're double
You
committing.
mentioned the mental block as well for Team Secret, and now they've
They're
got
trying
their
to be
first
so
game win. You
damn
can almost
aggressive, they're
you have to
double
just shake yourself
committing.
off, and it looks like they've unlocked at least a higher level than what we saw in the first 2 games. See if that continues here. VK Salem looking to control. Swift on the wall, has been baited with a flick. This is really nice. KV1 low boost. There's only one back.
Oh my god.
Has done everything himself. And Torres gets a tap in.
Silky smooth.
Bro basically just 1v3'd.
That is phenomenal play from
Holy.
VK Salem. And with plenty of time to play, Foot Esports have got themselves back on equal terms. And they might have just shaken up the momentum of this series. Motta can't quite get the read. KV1, you know he would have liked to have gone as well, but he just couldn't justify it.
When the pressure's on, Shogun, you fancy the underdog. You fancy Foot Esports. The level scoreline. VK Salem's low boost, however. He doesn't care. He's going to throw himself out at KV1. Once again with 0. I'd love to see the boost stats for this man at the end of this, but Swift off the backboard. Torres easy catch. Half the game to go here. Can this be the great chance for Swift? It's on the bar. They've hit it again.
Bonk. What is this going to be like for them if they can't get this back to game 5? So many chances. Just won't click. Leoro. Back pass over to Torres. Looks for the half volley. Only got about the quarter volley. Swift now with Motta. Will he aim for it? Looks like he will. Motta's on his way, but he was nowhere near fast enough.
Great catch, KV1. Reset now. Throws it on. This should be a goal.
Oh my god.
Swift strikes again, and Secret grab their lead
Yo.
And for the first time, they're slowing it up. Secret in the first 2 games, we were complaining. He was getting the ball and flinging it to the opposite side of the field. 2 plays there.
Oh, these guys are so butthurt.
I'm just going to get a reset.
Like,
And allow the outplay to work out. Is that going to be the key now for Secret? Pass yet again, Swift with Leoro. Leoro's been so fast to get to those. Here's VK Salem. He gave him the first one. Can he get them another one? Torres tried.
Leoro is in a bit of trouble. He had to grab mid boost, give space for KV1 to throw it on net. And that is the Foot Esports special. Just leave the net open, fake them into the shot. KV1, that's a great drop down pass. Motta, backboard, awkward here for Foot Esports. Nice save though, Torres with 0. KV1's trying to keep the pressure on. 90 seconds. Secret just have to hold on. Don't need a score right now. Going to be overcommitting just yet. VK Salen's left it. KV1 again with another solo. Can he go the low 50? No.
But it is better. Swift, unable to get to it. Abandons pretty quickly.
Nice touch.
Yeah, there's just no one over there, though. Swift, lovely fake as well. He can just take control of the ball.
What did my teammate on?
Scamper back.
Here we go. KV1. Double. No boost. Can't get it down. Minute left. Swiss Secret have to be careful. Foot Esports are comfortable in defense. They're not going to overcommit. Throws it on. It is wide. VK Salen. 0 boost. It's above Foot's defense. Throws it across. Swift trying to keep the ball in. I love these controlled touches from Team Secret. They just need to be sending one. Don't send the house to force this to game 5.
Yeah, especially with Foot's almost playing like they're the team that were winning to this point. And happy just to not challenge. You might want to remind them, in 30 seconds, you still need a goal. The game just did so. So now the demos come through. Can't find the challenge. KV1. Oh, he's beating everybody over on that wall. Lioro's got 0. Has to lay it over to VK Salen, who just puts it straight up to Swift.
Wasn't great. They're getting desperate here for Esports. You can see the panic and the low boost in defense. 10 seconds. Secret just have to hold on. Torres throws it across Lioro. That's got to be nice. There's only one back now. It is Swift. He doesn't care. He's throwing himself at the ball. Might have done enough here for Secret. Champfield looming if they can find the ground. Takes 2 of them. Secret, 1 away from the
Holy
reverse
shit.
sweep.
And they were only 2 minutes
2-2.
away from being a perfect sweep. It is all flipped on its head. And only 2 shots there for Foot Esports. They really could not get anything going for themselves. And it's all down to slowing the game down. Team Secret are not in a rush. They are happy to just be the mechanical team and let the game develop.
The difference was before we mentioned only one member of Secret having 100 boost. And they weren't buying time for their teammates to get in on the offense, to grab boost and get involved. There was just the one guy with 100 boost trying to 1v3.
The comebacks, we might see it.
KV1 especially in that
We
mid,
might
just
see a
taking that
comeback.
Slow solo play touch. Just gives time for Swift to grab 100, get involved. They can keep the offense going, and the scoring is far easier now for Secret. On the other side of things, Foot Esports, they've hit a roadblock themselves. As you mentioned, just the 2 shots that game. Really, just individual brilliance from VK Salen. Outside that, they haven't had any offense, any pressure.
I feel like this is the risk you run. You play very defensive Rocket League, because they were winning, but a lot of it was from counterattacks and saves and just getting open nets when they could. When you play that defensive style, you are always running the risk at a high-level tournament like this one that your opponents are finally going to turn on and start playing their Rocket League. Foot Esports, I think, needs to take a much more positive approach to this game and try and challenge that midfield as Motta has started
Holy
Starts with a
shit.
KV1 solo play once again with a demo to follow up to. Lioro underneath, 2 of Foot Esports front post. Torres can't make the save. And the best possible start here on Champfield for Secret.
Plays a ball to the side. Lioro can't get the challenge that he was after. Motta from the ceiling. Will he go the whole way by himself? He's looking to...
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I can't ball.
I think we've entered Motta Field.
The Team Secret is locking in.
VK Salen did all he could, but Motta had other ideas. Secret with 2 in just 17 seconds.
Just like
Yeah,
that.
17 seconds into the game, already got 2 goals. Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, I got no boost, bro. Yo, they're playing so weird.
Took his time, waited for VK to cook up front.
Okay.
And in a low-scoring series, Champfield does funny things. 27 seconds in, we've had 3 goals.
I just witnessed Bro pre-jump a bump. Not very often. Lioro off the kickoff. Leaves it. VK Salen takes a shot.
Oh my god. Yo, game 5 is probably the greatest game we've seen. Oh my god. It hasn't even been a minute and it's 2-2. Jesus. Both teams are locked in.
Are they doing crazy stuff or they just chilling?
Oh, they just getting in the net. Like, pre-jumping a bump. Like, it's still crazy to do that.
Do whatever you can to try and slow him down. We've got more bumps from Swift. Torres waiting around for it. Oh, what a
Yo. What a double tap. That was a disgusting angle. Holy.
Motta is doing it all himself. This is a 1v3 performance. I don't think we're expecting it from him either.
There's not even been that much time in the game. The rest of his teams don't even have time to really put anything together. BK Salem looking for the guy. Oh, he's missed it. Nobody around for Team Secrets. But you said Champions Field does funny things. It might be starting to settle in here for Foot Esports. That it has run away from them. That it is slipping through their fingers. That they might be on their way out.
Yo.
How many goals KV
What is going on?
Sidewall, shot, top
How are we not
Torres
blocking that?
Could not get a fingernail on it. We have barely gone a minute with 6 goals.
And Foot Esports need to keep it that way. They've got to keep this high
6
pace up.
goals
Keep the
in
goals flowing and hope that they go their
a
direction.
little
Lots
over
with
a
the demo in the
minute is
backfield. That means they've got some
crazy.
tying on. They've only got 1 player left. There's so many bumps from KV1. And it saved his teammate who was in so much trouble.
See, when all else fails, just go for the aggressive plays you mentioned. Pick up the pace and just see if you can find something. That's what Secret have done. So Lioro takes the 50. VK Sun, that's a pinch. It's on net. It's off the crossbar. And Motta's made a fantastic read.
Looking for something, anything here. BK Sailor, next one up. Just takes the first time shot, and now it's Foot Esports just putting it straight down the middle. Can't let another one go past them, though. Secret get a 3-goal lead. This is over. Motta, he might be the player to provide it. He looks to do exactly that, and he's already set himself up for the dunk. All the confidence just came rushing in.
Looking good. Motta tried to do the exact same air dribble into the dunk. This time he's going to fake it for Swift. This time VK Salem is ready. Still need to find 2 down the other end. KV1 to himself. Finds the demo. Shot.
Yo.
5 goals for
Yeah, I think game's over.
That's huge. That's the rest of them all coming up to play. KV1 with the wipeout.
Yeah.
Swift puts himself in the right spot.
I think it's game over.
It just took the 1 goal. And it could have been so different. But once you are past that mental block, wow, does this game feel so much better.
They just look far more deadly now. They're working together as a team. They're picking the right option. They're finding the demo. Unlocking space for the likes of Motta to get to work. It's a nice second touch, though. They're all bumping each other. It's still very messy.
No way.
It's not in the net until
Okay.
Lioro dunks it home. Well. Is it still alive? Just.
8 goals. We just barely got over halfway through this game.
Secret did not score in the first 2. They've got 5 here, but the defense has not been fixed yet. They're putting the weakest of band-aids to cover up the holes, and that time, well, Foot Esports
Yeah, I don't know what happened to all
with
the
a double commit.
defense
Torres has missed
on
this.
both
Motta's
teams.
faked out 2. He's got boost. VK's got none. Tries to fake 1. Leaves it for Swift. VK puts himself in the way.
I love that Motta's now not overplaying this, just going up, utilizing the respect that Foot Esports have to have for him now. Just getting a challenge.
This is way too intense, I swear. Oh my
And
god.
almost did. Playing with fire. Now looking for the pass. Torres couldn't get to it. Lioro, backboard, instantly met. VK Sen cannot let this one go. Looks for the infield again. That was easy to ring.
Oh my god.
Managed to sweep it in. Next one up is Lioro, but he's just not got the boost.
Foot Esports playing with their tournament lives on the line, and you can see it right here. 90 seconds. They need 2. Secret are looking very shaky in defense. KV1 sidewall to himself. Beautiful touch. Finds 3. Almost gets the dunk, but Lioro, have they overcommitted here? No, Swift is ready. Torres back. Motta up. Can he call game?
One more
With the reset,
person
over the
back
top. Anyone there?
and
No.
with no boost.
They don't need to at the moment. They need to keep that 2-goal lead. Do not overcommit for something.
Bad.
Yeah, very happy that he didn't make any contact. That's been very messy at times.
Broke a
Back
rule
BK
1.
Salem. He's got the catch. He's just not got any boost. Shu is on the other foot. Foot Esports are the ones that desperately need the ball, but they do have the boost to do so. So, KV1. A nice little pop onwards. Swift straight back in. It's going to be for a while out of the play, though. But just look at the boost totals. No one's got anything.
Oh, Swift, though, with the shot with the net. Oh, what a save, Torres. They're keeping themselves alive. They still need to find a couple. Down the other end, KV1 doesn't get it to work. VK Salem has no boost. No one's committing from Secret. Good decision in the end. Motta catching. They just need to hang on now. This has been anything but convincing from the SAM number 2 seed. They're 20 seconds away from getting the job done and moving on with their first win.
16, VK Salem looking to make something of it. Double commit, double the chance to get rid of the ball. And that should do it. KV1 kills the time off. And we go from perfect to reverse. Secret survive.
Wow.
Esports are eliminated.
They flipped the script on Foot Esports and Team Secret, in a tale of two halves,
crazy.
have got the job done. They will wipe the sweat from their brows and just look to forget about that one, I reckon, Shogun. That was messy from them, but credit to Foot Esports. They completely took it to Secret. They were all over them in the first 2 games, and, well, they looked down and out 10 seconds in a champ field. They made a game of it, but in the end...
That's crazy. The comeback is crazy.
Series. Just Motta in that last game when you need someone to step up. Imagine sat next to him. You've just got all that pressure on your tournament. You're ready to go, and you turn around and go, oh, we're already up by 1. Motta's already done it.
It was one of those series where, you know, looking at an MVP, you were just looking for anyone to really do
Torres
something.
for a long time was.
Torres defensively had an absolute masterclass. That's what they're known for, VK Salem, on goal, with goal line saves and his defensive work. But really enjoyed KV1 taking the time in that 4th game to really just compose himself in midfield and go some slower solo plays. But still, that wasn't the Secret play style. They won't be happy with that performance, obviously, having to reverse sweep the 16th seed. But a win's a win. Is that how it goes?
Well, maybe it's a sign of things to come for them. They've managed to reverse sweep 1 team. Now they've got to do it to the entirety of the Swiss bracket. It's unconvincing. I don't think you'd be hard-pressed to find somebody who's going to say, yeah, okay, based on that, definitely got them. Except for maybe Jorby. But everyone else, I doubt, would see that performance and be overly convinced. Well, that's the thing with this esport. We weren't convinced by a lot of things. GK maybe making the whole way. You don't tend to be convinced by these until it's about to happen.
It's day by day, series by series in this esport. We saw with Wildcard going to Game 5 against the number 1 seed, then the 16th seed, but Foot Esports, first team eliminated here on the mainstream. Team Secrets survive.
They still have to close this one out. You already know Wildcard's going to give them their best game here. As look at the physicality from Banana Head, trying to bait Joyo into a bad challenge. Wildcard definitely seeming like, hey, we're going to go look for that guy just camping in the midfield. We're going to poke a hole in that structure. They're willing to accept some risk here to put a little bit of pressure off ball on GK early.
Just even that extended pause that we have is enough. You saw the smiles from Wildcard, like, just to give it your all in this, because it's not an elimination match, but it will get you into the danger zone for sure. GK hope to close things out. Joyo versus Banana Head, another good win for Joyo, and Oli to clean it up.
Tough, irritating start to game 3. Oli, that's a great 50, just back side of the car. Everyone thinking he's going to try and push it towards the wall, ends up hitting it with a delayed touch back out into the middle, and GK sweep right through.
These challenges, Joyo was winning them more than not. It's almost like Wildcard. No one's back, and now GK are playing at a pace you just can't keep up. GK are up in the air. They're soaring, they're flying. No contact for Wildcard to stop this play at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's a solid flick, but you got to get a hand on it if you're Wildcard, because you know that's a pass. You know it's headed to someone, and if you don't get a hand on it, look what happens. Joyo, strike to the top right.
Archie on the retreat. Look at Joyo already harassing them, and he's not even making possession, and these clears easy for Wildcard. Archie removed, and even with these several 3-on-2 advantages that Wildcard have, it's not turning into anything.
It's that lack of ball control. Yeah, you can find the demo, but if you get bumped off the ball like that, or if your first touch is too heavy and you can't chase it back down, that bump starts to mean a lot less.
Hey, good win
Torsas, but no boost, and Banana Head doesn't know if he's being called off, called upon. Wildcard needs to organize because you're not going to have a huge window to strike from against GK. It's GK that even robbed the ball from you, and Joyo sets the ball towards the net. Banana Head kind of waits, and Fever, a delayed touch that just barely keeps this out. And GK are going in for round 2 off the ceiling. Oli needs a double commit, but Torsas quick to recover and try to get this out.
I like to see that patience from Oli. Yeah, it's a nice pass out to him, but he's not confident that he's going to be able to put a good shot on target. So instead he says, look, I'm going to take it up the sidewall, turn this into an air dribble, take my best 50, waste some time off the clock. We're already up 2. All we kind of have to do is squeeze just hard enough here for GK, but you definitely don't want to be forcing anything, because when you force it, that's when you get into trouble. That's exactly what happens to Wildcard here. Fever looks for the big pump. Banana Head is ready to go upfield. His teammate loses the challenge, and just like that, Banana Head's not ready in the net.
So many layered challenges too from GK, of Joyo and Archie. That duo-ship that has lasted through thick and thin. They work so well together on the front side of things, and Wildcard need to have those same connections because they have the same amount of chemistry as those two, and we need to see it on the field. It's a familiar 0-3 spot that they're in, and familiar. Oh, jeez. Nice. Fever and Banana Head heat up, and this is the comeback you got to worry about if you're GK.
That's a great play from Wildcard. Yeah, they sent the house, but they know they need to get on the board quick. They'd like to have about a minute to score 2 goals each, so they give themselves 2.5 to find 2, which is great. But man, that felt like the top edge of the pace that they were going to have on the attack, and it had to go just right to find its way into the back. But at the end of the day, it's 1-3. They're making it a ball game.
At least the 1 goal is something that can hype up Wildcard. They're a team that seem very vibes-based. They know that they're the underdog coming into this, so expectations on themselves. We'll see where they sit and how they hope to close the gap here and now. This Banana Head wants to keep this offense trucking. Archie and Joyo breaking through. Banana Head to Torsas, right back to sender, and GK always have one back. You're never going to find an open net against them.
Deep clears right into the waiting arms of GK. Oli continuing, just buying time. Whatever touches he finds. Archie with another demo, forcing Banana Head into a deep clear to push GK back. Here's where you gotta find these next couple of challenges if you're Wildcard.
Okay, Fever's got them on the back foot, sending up Banana Head. Does go for the direct shot, not with Joyo in the way, and couldn't drop this in front of the net as Torsas hopes for salvage and couldn't cut off Archie in that moment. And now these 50s from Wildcard to just to slow down the inevitable. And Joyo swinging for the fences, and the double for the 4th one.
Such a tough break for Wildcard. They go from what looks like a fairly promising push, like you said, that bump on Archie on the back wall, and somehow Archie finds a clear out to the side, and then they transition back the other side. Physicality rotates on both sides of the coin. Oli runs into a defender for Wildcard, and they have to play the next kickoff down 3 with a minute to go, and it's just punch after punch for Wildcard right now.
And just no guardian angel, even off the kickoff. Like, that would have helped things if that gone through. Double demos, Torsas just doing what he can to help Wildcard get their head on their shoulders, to breathe a sigh of relief that GK are not all over them at all times. Like a Torso is just out for blood.
Is it open?
And then, yeah, this just rolls on in.
I think GK is going to say, okay, fine, you can have that one, but you still got to score 2 in 30 seconds. But yeah, absolute maximum chaos for Wildcard right now. Like you said, Torsas has turned himself into a wrecking ball, and that's about all they can hope for right now. You need something.
Got these fun kickoffs too, but Wildcard didn't benefit from it last time despite a very close call. 23 seconds, match point for GK. A 1-1 series. Set yourself up for success in playoffs, and you're just burying Wildcard deeper and deeper into the ground with no chance of resurrecting.
Yeah, you can see Wildcard again, just like in that K-Corp series, a small little team bump as they rotate through their own corner and delays the ability to get to the challenge. GK will put this one out of reach. Nice job, GK, keeping wild card at arm's length pretty much the entire series. There were a couple of nice tries, but ultimately the physical play from Archie early on, I think a big tone setter helped him. Really kept wild card off balance early. They had the mechanics to build the lead and the consistency to really hold on to it. So credit to you, GK. We said we wanted you to go out there and take care of business. You did just that. Nice clean 3-0.
Clean sweep for GK, who go 2-1 in the Swiss, one win away from getting into playoffs. And remember, a top 4 seed means you start in the upper bracket, you have to lose twice to get out. If you're a bottom 4 seed, you only have to lose once to get out of playoffs. But getting to playoffs is a whole other ordeal with how stacked this major is. But man, GK are really starting to look like a more suffocating team to go up against. When Joyo, who can be solo mechy and crazy, Archie, who's a physical guy, Oli, who has integrated so well on this team, is a great supportive cast, but also threatening in his own regard. I'd like to see more confidence out of Oli, but other than that, I would also rather see a more patient player than one that makes too many mistakes. So this is only a team that's going to get better with more time.
Yeah, good solid showing from GK. You can't fault it. They earn a spot back in that 2-1 round, a chance to qualify for playoffs, and they got 2 runs to do it. Whereas wild card on their last life here, but they're down but not out. That is for sure. If anyone's got a shot of fighting out of the 1-2 round, it's not a bad pick to put some chance money on wild card for sure. But at the end of the day, that's all she wrote.
And yeah, we're going to be rounding out Swiss round 3 very, very soon. We have Dignitas versus a Twisted Minds coming in next, and you won't want to miss it.
There's a reason they don't call them clean bikes, am I right?
Yeah.
Because it's dirt bike.
Gas stations.
Whew. You got to start at the top and work your way down. You want me to do yours next? Oh, you're from Oklahoma.
They have to fill the silence.
The bathroom code's 9914.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Look at this hot rodder!
First thing I see when I look at the car are them big boy wheels. Black on black, gotta coordinate when I get to the grill. Headlights looking like cat's eyes, high being cut through films. Press the start, you hear it, really come alive, it's real. Black on black, my wheels, really come alive, it's real. Black on black, my wheels, really come alive, it's real. Headlights looking like cat's eyes, high being cut through the fields. Press the start, you hear that. It's real.
itchy, flaky scalp? I'm craving relief. New CeraVe Anti-Dandruff Hair Care. This breakthrough formula was developed free from common irritants and allergens with 3 essential ceramides and our unique MIT-free pyrithione zinc. It eliminates up to 100% of visible flakes without disrupting our scalp barrier. Now I'm looking flake-free and our hair is feeling healthy, nourished, and soft. New CeraVe Anti-Dandruff Hydrating Hair Care, reinvented with dermatologists.
My dad taught me to seek adventure, to respect nature, to love it. It's beautiful here. And now I want to protect it for my son and the next generation. That's why I got a Subaru EV.
The Subaru Solterra, powered by love. Get great low-rate finance with lease offers on select new Solterra EV models during the Subaru Love to Love event going on now.
Meat chocolate. Crispy. Meat cream. Irresistibly of a kind. Irresistibly win.
Return the stolen Butterfingers. Or walk one. No one has a finger on your Butterfinger. Ever.
Tucker, what are you doing?
What?
You still watching that shit?
Yeah.
What is it at right now? Is it almost done?
Yeah. I'm just watching an ad.
Dish soap is on sale. We need it.
Oh, but you mean, why the fuck are you going so high up for that like that?
Not in the fridge. Ketchup does not go in the fridge.
Play.
I'm not. Wow.
Good wow or bad wow?
Consumer Reports has named the 2025 most reliable automotive brand, Subaru. It's no surprise they also named Subaru the best overall automotive brand. Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on any Subaru Outback during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Win a bid. Use QuickBooks to get paid fast. Get paid fast.
Gotta lock in. I'm telling my teammate.
Realize this is a really big building project. Send invoice reminders to optimize your cash flow. Win more bids. Realize you don't got this. Get expert help.
How can I help you?
Hire a bigger team. Pay your bigger team. Build more buildings. Manage and grow your business all in one place.
I'm ready to play solos.